Yo,
Oh
yo,
shit, I was already
yo.
recording.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
What it
All
do?
right,
What it
with
do?
it.
It is
Chilling
L.A
out
Khalil.
here.
Are you you're comfortable? You're ready? You're comfortable? You're relaxed?
Yeah, dude, I'm a pretty affable person, I think. So,
Okay.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Yo, my name, you already know what the deal is, Khalil. I'm joined by a really special guest, a really good friend by the name of Truant. How you doing, good sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man. How you doing today?
I've today's a new day, Friday. I feel from doing this, I feel energized. I just got off of work. I
I
just
hear
got off
that,
of work.
bro.
It was a bit jaded, but we here, and we here.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
for a good time, not a long time.
Same. Yeah, dude, I had to wake up super early, start prepping for a podcast. We have my producer over here. He's out here working
What's
real
up?
hard,
What's up?
bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not gonna talk about that too much. We got other things to go through today. But yeah, dude, like it's my first episode
Mhm.
and we did like a little skit to introduce us, to set like the level what we want to do. So all the work making the script and then fulfilling it, executing it, and then actually filming the podcast. And my little brother can't be here today, but he's going to school. He has a new job where he has to wake up super early in the morning. He teaches and he's like a fucking rock star in the dance community, the hip hop dance community, which also my boy here, Malcolm, is like really well involved in it too. Like they like teach other people and have like choreography and shit like that. So like and now we just finished the podcast and here we are working and in between work here I'm with you. So I fully understand the hustle,
Yeah.
the waking up, the having to stay up. What is it right now? Like 12:45, right? So
Right.
like, and like so it is what it is. And
I think
we are creatives and we gotta do what we gotta do to stay
the
working.
the nocturnal process,
Yeah,
late
yeah,
night owl type of vibes. I love that type of vibe too. Quiet
yeah.
peace. You can really be able to like know your energy, know how you really feel. You're not, rushed by a million different people, a million different things. You can kind of take your time with stuff.
In a way, I kind of disagree. The business I am as a visual artist, sure, I'm doing all the editing and video editing and stuff like that. So yeah, I spend a lot of time behind the computer, but I do not like that. I like what I do and I'm good at doing it. It's fun, it's awesome.
Hmm.
But I'm actually like very much like I need that socialness. So like that's why I like collaborating with people when I'm editing with someone beside me and we're spitballing together. Like that's to me that's fun. But when
Okay.
I'm doing it by myself and I get stuck in my head, I'm like, dude, no, 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 no. I
Okay.
have to have some like stupid thing on the side or some like crazy music playing just like to like not feel alone. Like I
Right.
like to live in like crowded atmospheres.
I understand definitely because of what you do, being an editor and being, in a field where you're going to be taking a lot of feedback from people, you're going to be taking ideas. With
Yeah.
me as a writer, it's all right, AirPods, all right, everyone go away. You know what I
I
mean?
write
So,
too, bro. I illustrate too, bro. I all my loves are isolated hobbies, right?
right.
But I am not an isolated individual, which is such a weird juxtaposition,
Right.
because like I hate being alone, but everything I'm great at and love doing and exceed at, like it's all very isolated hobbies, which
Right.
for me it's weird. Like my favorite animal, for example, is the jellyfish. I find them beautiful. Like
Okay.
one can live forever, another one will touch you in a single fucking touch, and you can't even see them half the time.
Right.
And they don't have brains, but yet they know how to like hunt as predators.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gorgeous and beautiful. They're my favorite animal, but if I were to see one in real life, like I hyperventilate, bro. Like I cannot be near them. So like I have a lot of contradictions.
Right. And I think that's just like the beauty behind life,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
crazy it is.
Well
And
said. Well said. Yeah, I'm with that.
I think, for me, where I can have both. Like I love being alone. If you're gonna go out, go have fun. But it gives me that peace and quiet time. I can listen to music,
Yeah.
play card, play my game. Get to just being comfortable where I can just take a deep breath in and flush out. But I also like
I understand that.
somewhat of social gatherings where I can meet different collaborators and artists and things like that. So really,
I
it just
feel off that, and
depends.
this pandemic has like really crutched me
Right.
too. Bro, like
Mhm.
it's really crutched me,
And
and yeah, it sucks. And I've been
it's
seeing a lot
weird.
of like my friends a lot less too. So it's
Yeah.
like, damn, like, because like I'm just so focused on like harnessing the crafts that I'm doing,
Right.
and it's like fuck, like I miss shit. Like I
Yeah.
can't even go to a bar alone if I wanted to, or
Exactly.
eat at a fucking McDonald's inside just so I can eat around people, even if I'm
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, I miss being able to just have the option of saying no, have the option of declining, invitations
I'm the guy
out.
who hardly ever says no to invites.
Hmm.
Uh, but I understand what you're saying entirely. I did have like a moment, like I don't know, 4 years where I don't know, anxieties took over and like it overwhelmed me. So I was like saying no to everything until like I lost my friends. And
Right.
then I ended up having a resurgence and like, and everything. So we're all good again, you know, living life to the fullest. But I know very well what you mean about saying no. Like it's like I want to, I really do want to, but my brain is just not like allowing me. It's
Hmm.
like it's like a battery that just like empties so quickly.
Right. With me, when COVID happened, just to get onto that for a little bit, with COVID, the
Yeah.
opposite happened to me, where like I was going out more with COVID happened. Like
Oh shit.
my birthday is late June,
Uh
and
huh.
like a couple of days later, I asked this girl out to be my girlfriend. So we're going
Get
out.
it.
We're going, to each other's houses, and we were
Yeah.
being responsible. You know what I mean? Like we weren't going out separately and going to different places. We just go to
Mm-hmm.
work, go to school, things like that. And
You have
so,
this social bubble, I think it's called.
right,
Like you're staying in your social bubble.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like even at work, um, we're keeping our distance. We're keeping our distance
Yeah.
unless we, have to go in a meeting or something. And so the opposite kind of happened because it gave me the opportunity to enjoy outside a little bit more,
I
Oh,
hear that.
this type of not really a bar, but like boba place or this type of tea shop or this Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
this Mandarin restaurant, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I hear what
And
you're saying.
it was fun, but also we had to take into account of the real life situation and not to take it for granted.
The safety of people around you and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I've
Exactly.
been really sick and my family has been sick. We were sick together. So like it was like I'm fully aware of like how like
Yeah.
you have to like keep that shit in mind.
Right. And I stopped working in like kind of respect of my family and their well-being, because you don't
Right.
know where coworkers are around and where they're going out their shift. You don't know where the customers are coming in and where they've come from and who they're associated with. So to avoid all of that, I was out of work for like a good 2.5 months,
That
if
shit's
not more.
crazy. I've
You
been like out of work since like the beginning of the year, but I've been trying to like. Well, I also have like I'm fortunate enough to have like a side hustle that allowed me to like fend for myself and not have to work to where I was originally working, and they let me go, and uh, so that was like a big chunk of income that like depleted, but I was still okay because I had my side hustle.
right,
But like my side hustle is very like isolated and just you know like I'm glad that they let me go because we're not going to mention names of these locations, but for example, the email you got about a certain place how it spread,
mhm,
like these are places where a lot of bodies are congregating each other and like
yeah,
together, and it's really dangerous. And
mhm,
like they're closing down outdoor dining, but indoor retail is still open.
right,
And I get people got to get money, and my friends have jobs in retail, so I'm not going to advocate to stop it. But at the same time, it's such a weird double-sided dagger.
right,
And we're not getting money like we did in the beginning of the pandemic. So like
mhm,
I don't really know what side to root for. People have to go and get their money, but at the same time, we're putting people in jeopardy.
right. If one thing that this pandemic has shown or established is that, like, the world is ruthless. There's
Yeah.
it's there's never gonna be a solid answer or solution to this. But I do understand, like, okay, if you're gonna shut this down, you might as well shut everything else down. It's you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta at least be firm 100%, not just do halfway. All right, we're gonna just shut these type of establishments down because still you don't know who is coming in and coming out. But one thing I've seen is like the indoor restaurants taking their business outside with the tents,
Yeah.
and that just doesn't sit well with me because what's so different between inside and outside? I feel like inside will be a bit more secure because of, you know, windows and doors. At least outside, you got the wind coming in. You don't know who's passing by their cars and windows out or who's walking past. Definitely like the big type of restaurants. I've seen like a few, Korean barbecue type restaurants.
Yeah, sorry, I was just getting a call. I did not hear what you said the last like 5 to 8
I, wa-
seconds.
I was saying with the like the big tinted, establishments, how they're taking inside, outside. I don't see the what the solution can be for that. What's the difference
Yeah,
between being inside versus outside? I don't really see any.
I think there's a big difference between being inside and outside, with the exception of this current fall where we have a lot of wind, you know? So I mean, this holiday season, especially how it's like, blue season, like
Mhm.
it makes more sense now. But like during the summer when we had a lot of still wind, considering we live in Southern California and there's a lot of
Right,
heat, like the indoor outdoor, I think like outdoor makes way more sense why that's safer than indoor.
right.
But again, as for now, this current season that we're experiencing, are where a couple of weeks of wind here where we live. Yeah, like I feel like right now outdoor is just as dangerous as indoor,
Yeah.
or maybe not just as, but near
Mm.
close to. Um, but like everyone just fiending to go out, and I know that's no excuse, but
Right.
like,
Right.
fuck, man,
It,
fuck. To get
it's
a like to get a haircut, bro, you have to like now it's like an exchange. It's like exchanging drugs with someone now. Like you have to be
yeah.
like hella low key and walk to the back door. You know?
Right. I mean, I went to the barbershop maybe like a week ago. Got myself, situated and everything. And everyone comes in, with the mask on, but when you get to
Yeah,
the seat, you just take
you
it
have
off
to take
and
it off.
everything.
I
You
mean,
know,
how else are you gonna get that fade, man?
exactly. How you gonna get your beard
Exactly,
trimmed with the mask in front of it?
exactly.
But just to transition back onto you for sure, who's your favorite like musical artist? You being a writer, who is your favorite like inspirations? Top five.
You know what? It's funny. I'm gonna tell you several top fives, but that it's funny that you brought that up. We filmed our first podcast today,
Mm.
and um we touched on the Spotify Wrapped, right?
Right.
And how like it lists your top five. So my top five for 2020, and it's just like so eclectic, like no artist is like each other. Like I found it so funny, and I always get an eclectic like playlist. But the top five, at least like two or three are very similar, more like hip hop oriented. So this year, I guess like was a 2020 really like changed a lot of my mentality as far as musically and sonically.
Hmm.
So for 2020 on Spotify, number one was Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
He's been top five like since Habits and Setbacks. I mean, I guess I wasn't on Spotify back then, but that's been my boy. Number two is Grimes. So
Okay.
already that's like a far left turn.
Right.
Number three is Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay.
Number four, which was the biggest surprise because since I have first caught Spotify really early on, he's been number one consistently. Number four was Kanye West.
Okay.
And number five was Blink 182. I think their first time
Okay.
in my Spotify top 10. Granted, they're very hyped there as one of my favorite bands.
Hmm.
Uh, as far as top five hip hop goes, number one, I'm gonna give it to, and this one hurts me to say, but I'm giving it to Big. And it hurts me to say, I know he's not born in LA, but Tupac is very much LA, being born and raised from LA.
Hmm.
I am very much a representative and, root every LA individually with a biasness,
Right.
individual with a biasness. And with Big and Pac, I'm just like, I'm sorry, but
Right.
like Big is fucking big,
Right.
And then behind that, I give it to number two, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Number three, coincidentally, goes to Three Stacks.
Okay.
Number four goes to Kanye. He's not like a rapper per se, but he has people write his raps and stuff like that.
Mm.
But he brings his character, his charm, his uniqueness, and his production behind it. So that just,
Yes.
amplifies him to number four as all-time rappers. And
Mhm.
then number five is Snoop Dogg. That's again where my LA biasness comes in. But the impact that he had. I went to a rock festival in like Canada, Montebello, right? And
Mhm.
it was just nothing but rock and metal music. And their only hip hop performance, the only one was Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And me and my little brother, us being born and raised Angelinos, but all we love hip hop, rock. We'll get into that a little later. But we're not missing fucking Snoop Dogg.
Right.
And me and my brother, we're not like the kind of people to cause trouble, right? We definitely step beyond our boundaries. We're not like mama didn't rain no bitches, you feel me? And
Mhm.
like, but like the level we went to see Snoop Dogg was crazy. So what had happened was is a
Right.
theme for one of our topics in our shows, and I feel like I'm wasting a great story. So here's a good precursor to what our podcast is about. It's called Enjoy the Buzz, and we talk about like fun, crazy stories where alcohol is, the driving force. So
Right.
we're waiting in line. We're like a long, long line. They stopped allowing people into the festival. It was a big festival. You don't sell festival tickets without allowing everyone in, slow down the line, sure, but you cannot stop it entirely. And we met this group there. And then like I had this joke where I'm like, oh, let's fucking break in.
Right.
And then one of the guys in our group was like, he like winked at me and my brother, not winked, grinned.
Right.
And then like my brother puts the hand on the rail, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is what we're doing. After that grin, is like, this is really what we're doing.
Right.
And we started rattling all the cages, and some people tried to stop us like immediately, just like other like fans. And then like other more fans block them out the way, like, no, 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 like let's do what
Yeah.
they're doing because we're
Yeah.
all eager to see the only hip hop act and Snoop Dogg of all people.
Right.
And then we break gate after gate after gate, all the big gates. Like Canada, they have like horse cops. So
Uh-huh.
like now there's like horse cops driving in, like regular cops driving in, fire trucks driving in. Security's crazy. Everyone's swarming in like crazy. I have a few pictures of it.
Okay.
Um, and like we're like rushing in, and you see the guards try to stop us, and you have no choice. Like if you get caught, you're fucked. So you just gotta run and juke, juke,
Right.
juke, juke. We're juking. We make it through. Once enough people break like a certain barrier, like there's no way they could stop you or like map you. Like this is
Right.
like this concert was held like in the middle of a forest right near a very small town, so it's not like they have any security cameras.
Right.
And then you could see like the horse cops and like security, like a lot of them are just defeated. Like we're not catching any of these people. Some of them, like I saw several people get caught, but only
Uh-huh.
several because once I got a certain distance, I was not looking back. I went
Oh, for
straight for fucking
sure.
Snoop, bro. I went straight for Snoop, and I was like singing fucking song by song, lyric by lyric. It was such a fun experience.
That's great.
And I saw him sing with Tupac at the 2012 Coachella,
Mhm.
and like I can't put one above the other, as far as Snoop Dogg experiences goes, because
So,
like they were both so monumental for me. I'm sure through another onlooker, the Coachella one's gonna win,
mhm.
obviously. But like just as a personal experience, like incredible like experiences I had with my number five in my list.
How was seeing Pac live? How was that?
Uh, so I went second week, so I already knew what to expect, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going in like, all right, I already know what to expect, right?
Right.
Like I already saw on YouTube, I spoiled it for myself. Like the homie told me, like, I'm not gonna watch it. You shouldn't watch it either. And like, no, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I got excited and I watched it, and I was like, I was going into it super excited, still like, like the mic is popping excited,
Mhm.
and but like I already knew what to expect, and I'm going in, and then like once like the first syllable hit, it took me back to when I was a kid. My dad was a DJ, I was born in 1990, so
Okay.
he taught me how to DJ before like I even went to elementary school. So I was very musically inclined with uh the whole Dr. Dre era and everything like that, you know, the Cold Chronic era. And when that concert, the Chronic concert came out, like my parents bought the DVDs and I would rewatch it, you know,
Mhm.
like I was obsessed with that culture. And so me thinking, oh, I know what to expect, I'm gonna be cool. Long before the Tupac thing was a thing, when that shit hit, bro, I was just like, oh,
Right.
bro. And then like my whole group, like the whole crowd, even though it was week two, they
Mm.
hit everybody the same way. And
Well,
then like it spread me and my group like crazy. And
right.
then like my pussy ass friends at the time, you know, none of them wanted to be the one to sneak the weed in. So I was the one who had every single blunt with me, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I was looking for my friends and shit for a cool minute. And I
Right.
had literally like 5 blunts left on me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not, this is the last show. And I don't think I'm gonna find them until this is over.
Mm.
Like, yo, like I just ran through every single one of them alone, you know? Oh, not like I had shared with some people around us. This is long, this 2012, long before COVID, you know, so it wasn't a problem.
Right.
And like that, and that was an experience. And then when Tupac came, like you see it on YouTube as one thing, but when you saw it like up close, like there was a weight to him. There was like a
Yeah.
weight. Like when you see animations move, you know, like even now with great graphics, you know, I mean, we see like Last of Us and stuff like that. Like it's amazing, but like to
Right.
see his weight and everything was like insane, dude. Like I don't know, it was an incredible experience, and everyone that they brought out, and I was like, all right, I got to relive or finally experience me seeing the Chronic, you know,
Right.
live as a kid. No, it was the Up and Smoke tour, you know, the Up and Smoke tour. See, I'm not no fucking poser. And
Right.
yeah, bro. And yeah, that show was awesome. And you know, like that scene when they're walking into the hotel room with like all the strippers and they have like the weed and shit like that. Like I feel like that with the weed and like the chicks around me, like, yo, you want to hit? What's up? You know, and with
Got
got
you.
with his little Asian mommy.
Right.
And it was a good ass time.
I'm sure it
That was a
was.
moment. That was a moment. So I did not know what to expect. It was blown beyond expectations.
I'm glad to hear. I think with my Spotify Wrapped, I was able to get it like on the first day. A lot of my friends, a lot of people on Twitter were like, how can I get to it? And I don't think
You're the
people
reason why I jumped to it. I didn't see it advertised yet. I saw you
okay,
posted.
okay,
I saw you posted. And I was like, I didn't even see ads for it, and I
yeah,
already knew how to get to it. So I already immediately like typed in wrapped and shit online. I'm like, oh.
right.
Once I saw your post, I was like, yeah, I'm getting in on this.
Yeah, I told someone a few days ago, like, yo, the
Yeah,
way 2020's been, I was just trying to survive just so I can get my rap, just so I can see my rap because it's so satisfying seeing them
it
like how
really
many
is,
minutes,
bro.
okay, who's first, who's second, who's third. And yeah, a lot of people, I don't think people really know how to get to it because when I first started getting mine a few years back, I'm thinking it's on the app, but you got to search for it online. I think it could be a bit more simpler than just having to search for it online.
It's a lot more simpler. You just gotta type like 2020 rap,
Right.
and then it'll just automatically like pull it up on your app. But another
Mhm.
thing, I adopted it early. I think your browser that you're using and the app itself have to like both have the password as opposed to only one of them.
Right.
You know, that way it's able to launch them both
Because
a little bit more in harmony.
without I mean, you just have to sign in on the web browser, then it'll take you to the app.
It's not difficult, but our
It's not.
generation has such a short mentality where having to refresh a password
Yep.
or go to your phone settings to see your Mac password is like it's
Yeah,
a chore. It really is a
really
fucking
is.
chore, bro.
First world chores right here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
with mine, I had surprise, Drake. Drake is mine. Jay
I
Z.
mean, like Drake is Drake. I mean, no
Yes,
one's gonna fault you, you know.
exactly. Drake was
Same goes for
one.
Jay Hove.
Jay was two. Logic was three. That one surprised me.
I've never really
Jay.
listened to his stuff.
I have a few songs that I think I like. I like Logic when it's just bars. The
I
commercial
don't
type
know.
of rap. I'm not that
There's
big
one
on
really
those.
old song that I actually like. I just don't remember it, but it was a little like hyphier or like heavier than what I'm aware of Logic.
Okay.
Yeah, number four,
Number four, Kanye West. Actually,
my guy.
yeah,
And it's funny, my little brother watched. Okay, well, what we talked about when we talk about the list, his number four was Kanye too. So our Mercury's on retrograde.
right. Just what more than a coincidence. And number
Yeah,
five was
frequency.
yeah, the vibes. Frequencies have
Yeah,
to match each other.
the vibes. That's actually our slogan for Bandit Records.
The vibes. You got to know the vibes. You got to set the vibes. You know what I mean? To in order to know
You
them,
got
you
to
got
be
to
a
set
part of the vibe.
exactly. And for me, number five was Rick Ross. Rick, that one was a surprise, but it like most of them,
Yeah,
Jay wasn't
expected.
surprised because Jay wasn't surprised. Logic wasn't none of them were surprises. I think it was just the order that they were in. I was
Yeah,
surprised that well, I wasn't so shocked to have Drake as number one, but I felt like I really made an effort to listen to more than Drake this year.
yeah,
So I thought, you know what? I'm probably gonna have Hove because Hove has a really good 10-song album that's like 45, 49 minutes. I listen to that repeat. So I was surprised to have
I am the
Hove
same
as
way with
number two.
Q.
But see,
Same with Kanye.
yeah,
Q
like
my boy though. Obviously, Kanye, as you can see, like that's
I
my
was just
boy.
gonna get to that too. I was gonna get
Yeah,
to that.
that's the
I noticed
OG
that.
Time magazine. It's not a reprint either. That's the original run. Frame that motherfucker. That's
I'm
my boy.
I have a best friend of mine. I call him good music affiliate because he reps good music.
Yeah,
He reps Yay. He
that's so
reps
cool, bro.
Cuddy. He reps Push. He's good music affiliate.
Tomorrow, Bad on the Moon 3.
Yeah, tonight it released tonight.
Oh, tonight, 9 o'clock, right? Oh, it's
Yeah,
already out. It's one
the
in the morning.
timeline is in a frenzy for sure. He's done something, So,
I'm with it, bro.
but yeah,
I'm so, yeah.
I love, Ye for what he's done musically,
Hell
him
yeah.
pushing the boundaries of not just, sticking to the industry,
Yeah.
voicing the opinions, either they're right or wrong, just making sure yourself is heard and being passionate. He's a very passionate individual, you know.
I have that too, and I know it's a crutch, and sometimes
Yeah,
you just say radical things. I do myself very often, so I think that's something I relate with him. But it's not something I'm either trying to champion, it's something that I'm trying to conquer. You
right.
know, I don't
I like
want to
that.
I don't want to. Some people like to and I'm not saying he's doing it at all. He has a problem
Mhm.
that it's a chemical imbalance. But
Right.
that's not. Some people do have the habit of trying to celebrate a sickness or disease
Mm.
that sometimes it's only mildly there, but they try to champion it in the media or in their
Mhm.
music and it's a problem with this generation because all these people are making sad boy emo music and everyone loves it. So now those artists are getting the gratification of
Mhm.
oh, it's okay to be into this comfortable with my depression and
Right.
then and then that ends up being I'm this
Glorified.
comfortable doing these prescription drugs and
Right.
I'm getting this comfortable harming myself
Yeah.
and those kind of things really just that's something we got to move from
Yeah.
and uh
It's
I
it's
don't think Ye is intentionally doing that, you know,
right.
but
It is
I
something.
understand why he's doing it because I've often, for long periods of my time, have just been in a mindset where I just feel I'm so right about what I'm saying, you know.
Right. I think definitely with like mental illness or chemical imbalance,
Hmm.
not the not knowing of what you're feeling or what you're how harmful what you're saying is
But it,
is
it 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 feels like the most important thing though.
right. And it's definitely online though. It's so glorified to where, people start making it a trend or like a certain lifestyle. And it's
Yeah,
very harmful
and it's
to the young
that they're
kids.
attracting that energy, bro. Like I'm sorry to say, Extentacion attracted his demise.
Hmm.
Juice World attracted his demise. I love and appreciate them both. I think they've done so much for a lot of newer musicians, especially me as like an older person. not old person, but older person. I'm 30. Like these people don't realize, like, they don't know about The Secret when I was growing up, like
Right.
the little book, right? Like they don't know that, they're attracting this energy to them. Look at Takashi getting locked up and getting kidnapped and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're attracting this energy.
Mm-hmm. And it's you what you give is what you get. And so
100%. You
I
get
think
what you give, the
gotta
way your guy Drake said it.
exactly gotta
Yeah.
come outside and see how we live. And
Yeah.
I'm on that mindset of you put out positivity. You It's not putting out to receive positivity, but you putting out and you really feel it. I'm not putting positivity out, or I'm not gonna okay, I'm gonna share his or hers work and I'm gonna get that energy
Right.
reciprocated. It's I'm sharing it and I am in joy of seeing that's work shared and enjoyed by other people. And
The thing
so
is, there's so many layers to that though that I'm just experiencing right now. I feel like if I'm like working with people, uh, like the people I'm working with right now, I feel like it was like lightning in a bottle. We're sharing this energy
right.
and like we're creating and we're doing it for the right purposes. We're going on the positive direction in The Secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm feeling such like a rush from it, like I recently tried to like instill that energy in my friend on, and like we haven't been talking much, and I've just been kind of on this plane just to like do things that I will, like I find that will like give me like the affirmation to my like creativity, by just continuing to work, and do cool things like being a part of your show,
Mm-hmm.
and like like so that energy, like I really wanted to share it, but I feel like I forced it upon someone recently in a weird way. So even though I 1000% think it's a good thing, I probably took it in the wrong direction, which could be like similarly related to like religion, the way,
Right.
the faith makes you feel the way it feels and it's beautiful. But
Mm-hmm.
like when you get like kind of like it gets thrown on you real quick, and
Right.
you're immediately like, that sounds like a good idea, and then you realize you have a life, it's
Right. You kind of feel
like
trapped.
I was the, yeah, I was the trapper,
Right. I've been in that experience of like, being in the
Yeah,
church and everything, and
same, bro.
you're seeing people like and much older individual as well that they live religiously.
Hmm.
Pun
And they're
intended.
very wise and have so much to tell, but just because
It's
they're wise, that doesn't mean they're right for you. Their
exactly,
ideologies are right for you.
and
Uh,
they just
I
live
don't.
too
I'm
much on.
not trying to like push anything forward. I have plenty of time. I'm
Mhm,
just like I just really eager to. We don't have to talk about Bandit immediately, but I'm really
mhm.
eager to. If we could like play a little bit of the first
Oh
song.
yes, I
This
have that.
shit.
I have that tuck. I have that in the stuck. What is
Take you
that?
to my city.
What is
Okay,
that?
yeah. So like, it's Take You to My City. I love some. Oftentimes, our titles are named janky names or like
Mhm,
quickly typed in names. Because like, you start off with a shit take. You have a great idea, and then it evolves into something, but you're still saving it to the same file format. You film it the same title name. So
right.
like, sometimes the name doesn't make sense, or sometimes the name it just isn't as refined.
Right.
But that doesn't mean the music is any better. So the files I sent you are the OG files.
Mhm.
So they're either recently mastered or not mastered yet.
Okay.
So you got like our raw files. So
Okay.
our first one is Take You to My City, and that's the first person I want to talk to. His name is Ace the Bandit. The Bandit, one word. Well, if we could type that into the description later,
Yep.
because people like to misspell things. And
Right.
then so he okay, so of our team,
Hmm.
we all kind of have our own roles, right?
Right.
And he's like the rapper, he's like our future star, but he's like that parasite that got into all of our heads, and now we're all leached and attached, and we're kind of just became this bio fucking
Yeah.
organism, and now we're like we all have the same frequency, the same energy, like we were talking about, with the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's Take You to My City.
I mean, just off rip, I can. It sounds like it take me to your city.
The production was done by Simplistics. On our next track, I'll talk a little bit more about him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the first one singing on this.
Okay.
And he's awesome. He just went back home to visit his family. He just landed today.
From where?
Um, shit, he lives in one of those hipster towns, Oregon,
Oregon, Portland, Oregon,
Portland, Oregon, or no, Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
Yeah. My fault.
How
You
long
know,
is
if I
it?
fucked that up, my fault. But that's you're my boy Zach.
Got you. Let me see. I like this. You hear
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I like this.
it's nice. Cause that kid's a fucking wizard, and he's stylistically, he's all over the map. He can do so much.
Okay.
But again, I'm gonna save him for a little later.
It's pretty good. And it's crisp, clear.
It's crisp. But I want to talk about Ace first. So I don't know if
Uh-huh.
you like headphones first. Can you skip to Ace's verse?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
nasty, right?
Yeah, he's coming in. I like when prophets just come in, you know?
Hard, right?
Yeah.
I met Ace. We uh we ended up meeting at Macy's. We were asset protection detectives.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we would be undercover, we dress as regular customers, and
Mm-hmm.
we got someone up in like watching the camera rooms, then
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch of us are on the floors protecting the shop, like they put us through crazy training and stuff like that, so we develop an eye to like see shoplifters and stuff like that, and like we get crazy trained, and some of my a good chunk of my friends are still doing it, and they're fucking killing it right now, and they're doing better than me and Andrew did when we were working there. That's saying a lot because like we were the muscle,
Right.
and now like their stats are crazy. And so we ended up bonding real quick because our job was to, I guess I don't work for Macy's anymore, but to get in fights together. I can't legally say anything specific,
Right.
but but we also had a lot of restraints, and we worked against a lot of cameras, and
Mm-hmm.
customers watch us, so we did have we had to stay in in line. So
Right.
we're not like breaking people's noses, but
Mm-hmm.
I have bad ankles and bad knees because of Macy. So, we were getting
Goodness.
hurt, and people would get hurt just because of the situation. And that
Mm-hmm.
bonds people, Last year, he was in my family's house, introduced them, came for Christmas, we bought each other gifts.
Right.
Still do. I have a lot of drip that he's given me, like,
Right.
and
Gotta love that.
uh
Good.
yeah, and then he ended up like leaving the job, and we still kept in touch, and then like he was posting music, and I would see his artwork, and the music didn't like grab me at first, like the very early stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At least no, actually it's like one of those weird Kanye effects things, like where you listen to it over and over again, where it's kind of like like vibes kind of through, like at the beginning I didn't like it, but afterwards I'm like, I like it a lot,
Right.
but the stuff we have is at another level now. But actually vibes, it's still actually, it's still a pretty great track. And but the artwork he was doing, I was like, bro, like you got me, bro, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't know it was his artwork, so I was just being rude. I'm like, yo, this is kind of like, but bro, like how many times I gotta tell you, like, let me do
Right.
your shit, right? And I didn't think that, I'm sure that he was committed to his craft. I didn't know what was gonna come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he's like, he brought me in and he shows me another one for Schizo. Schizo is amazing track. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like whoever's doing is fucking fuck. Like, I'm telling you, let me do it. And it's like, yeah, I'm bringing you in, bro. Like, that's why we're doing this. And I'm like, ah, for sure. And then he's like, bro, like I did this, I did these artworks. And I was like, Oh shit, bro. Like I didn't think I was dragging you down, bro. And
Right.
I felt so bad. Like they were good, but like,
They have
like
potential.
no, it's not even that. It's like, like I I noticed he was consistent, and one thing my dad told me after he left for Christmas, like an embarrassing thing happened
Hmm.
between us, no one specific, but like when he left, and then like I linked up with my parents the next day, and like my mom was clowning on us, but like my dad was like, despite what happened, he was like, that kid, like I could see him like as a star one day. He has that about him, and that was like a year ago, bro. Like a couple weeks from a year ago, literally,
Right.
right? And then like here we are today, like we're creating together, and like I have that energy too. Like I very much believe it. Like I'm not a humble person, but he has that energy, and I have like the branding skill where I could, make people look fucking beautiful, and touch them up
Right.
on Photoshop, photo retouching, and make a video and stuff like that. And I was like, and before, like I saw Bandit as the conglomerate as it is anywhere close to what it is right now, which was not that long ago.
Hmm.
Like I knew his energy,
Hmm.
long before. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm jumping in. So like I said those rude things just because like I wanted to like force myself into that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like how much Zach was involved. Like when I was first jumping in, we had so many producers and so many different artists and so many instrumentalists coming in. It's always different people. But like the routine members were the ones who are like creating this team, and we still want their support. We still want their help, and we still have a lot of things with those other people that we do want to release too. And we
Hmm.
have an album coming up, and the last, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, all of us have been a lot drier on our social media. Another reason why I'm telling you to post this on Sunday or Saturday night as opposed to right now.
Hmm.
Sunday would be better because that way, like, I want to have like the our social media prepped and give them warning to have everything prepped, because not when it drops, but I want it prepped because very soon we have a lot to release at a more extreme scale,
Right.
and we're aiming for an album release by the January 28th, and we have more than enough content to reach that easily. But with art, it's gonna be done when it's done, and but like so as you know, we're making like Ash Chuck B. We
Yeah.
were making a lot of noise. Everyone was coming in
Yeah.
nonstop, right? Like
I remember
we
that.
made noise. Yep.
And these
And that
these are
was
good
not that
people
long
too.
ago. That was not long ago. And
It
like
wasn't.
just this, we were staying really quiet, but like we're fucking doing work. We're doing work,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about what I can talk about today.
Right. You,
Yeah,
they,
but
they're making you sign NDAs and shit. Yeah.
oh no, hell no, no. Like I'm definitively a pillar in this group, so I
Right.
know what I can and can't talk about like without it being a discussion. But we fucking have a conference call multiple times a day, every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So we're always in the loop with each other, and we always push each other and build each other.
Those conference
And we
calls.
we yeah, and we have like checklists and stuff like that. What we're responsible for doing.
Hmm.
And we all understand like. There's a reason why like some projects are not released yet, and it's because there's so many working gears. We all have our own lane, but we're
Hmm.
also juggling our own lives. We're also juggling so many projects
Hmm.
in the conglomerate itself,
Yeah.
where like it's all coming along fucking smoothly. But we're
That's
we're
that's blessed.
we're taking our time. Like I don't want an artist to send me uh their friend filming them so I can insert it to the video. I'd rather be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Raw. You can really be able to get your feel into what to do and how to produce it. I feel that.
It's not my film, it's our film. Like
Right.
a recent music video, I had this one set location in mind to film.
Hmm.
And like in my mind, like I was planning it already for like a good chunk of that day. And then Simplistics was like, how about we go here instead? And we're all very like open and accepting to our ideas. And I was like, yeah, if anything, I'm gonna come back to the spot I want to go to. So like, yeah, for sure, yeah, let's get it. We go to that spot first,
Mm-hmm.
and then like we spend like the majority of our filming day in that said location.
Right.
Like so we're very much.
Those
It's not my thing. It's very much our thing.
our thing. I like that. I like that energy. But those conference calls, touching back on those conference calls, like
Yep.
it's not, 3, 5 people. Okay, 10 minutes. No, it's gonna be hours. It's gonna be hours on end, just flipping ideas.
Yeah, bro. At
No,
random ass
no,
times,
let's
like
not do
Ace
that.
just called me like in between this shit, and it's late as fuck.
Right.
Like work has to get done.
Exactly. And I feel like definitely with how I like to work and the time I like to work in, this is the best time for me. And definitely like my best friends are my business partners, and so they
Yeah,
understand
exactly.
how much I am investing into this and how much I care about this,
I
this part
understand what
of
you're saying.
this, this, this way of life. And,
Yeah,
we'll go 4 hours on end, just ideas and how to get the ideas in a proper order and how to
and
just,
I'm sure
create.
oftentimes you think you're so confident about your idea, and then that conference call, they have like a small spin, and that spin ends up winding an entire ball of yarn, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like it's better than anything you could have like thought up on your own
Mm-hmm.
or thought up in that immediate amount of time.
Right. Because it's just important to have like multiple ideas. You know what I mean? Like I try not to,
Yeah,
I try to be like no idea is a bad idea, you know,
yeah,
because if
agreed.
I have multiple people around me, we can come up with something, even if it's not good, we can come up with something out of that.
Mm.
And you just what you're saying about other people and them giving you ideas and stuff. A best like my best friend Cheyenne, he's not musically he gives me great ideas, but just names and how to branding names and titles and
Gotcha.
stuff like that. And this isn't just him, yo, Khalil, I have something I want. No, it's like we're just talking, we're
Right.
just conversating back and forth, and he'll just say something, or we're, hey, oh, remember we talked about this and I want to expand a little bit more, and we're just talking about it, and then he's like, you say this. I'm like, yo, time out. Okay, you need to write this down. I'm working, or I don't have a pen, or I can't
That's
get my
exactly
phone.
what we do,
Write
bro.
this
They
down.
get on my case like, bro, write this down. I'm already like, I'm on top of it.
Right. And so I tell him, like, I try to be a good reminder of him, like, yo, like, it's
Yeah.
not, this isn't just my story at this point. This is our story because
Yeah.
without his ideas
The
and
teamwork makes the dream work, bro.
exactly. And and when I started doing this podcast, when I started doing this, I did it solo, and it was like, yo, it's so hard to do it an hour by yourself talking, and
Bro, I
not
have this
sounding so
YouTube and it's still
dry.
like hyperlinked and I want to get rid of a lot of that shit. Like it's cheesy. And like,
Hmm.
cause I'm doing it on my own and like still want to pick back up on it.
Hmm.
Like it's not something I want to give up on. But like just to find like if you see the videos are all like very different from one each other. Like I think I have great ideas, but like to execute them alone takes so much time and you cannot follow that week by week schedule sometimes alone unless you're
Right.
doing something like these YouTubers where they have a specific thing like they're reviewing tech or what them and like a lot of these people are like even like PewDiePie or Sniper Wolf, whether it's TikTok or whatever, like they have a thing. I wanted to stay away from a regular trend. I just couldn't figure out
Right.
my trend. But I know I have great ideas and when you collaborate, like it's easier to create a
Right.
fucking bigger piece of something.
And with me, with my group of my best friends, they're not musically inclined. Like they know, Cheyenne, he knows what he's talking about. That's why I have him on this podcast.
Yeah,
It's hard, but he's not writing music. He's not trying to be a producer. He may, he may try some things on Garage Band, but he's not trying to be Metro Boomin
gotcha.
or the next, hit producer. So it's so special because there's no expectations. If Drake and Michael Jackson are in the room and they're trying to make a song, they're expected to make the biggest hit of all time.
Well,
But if
maybe
you
with
have
MJ, but with Drake, he's like working with like his homie. What's his name? The
40,
OVO kid. No, no, no. The the main one, the one with the blood disease.
yeah, 40.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
producer.
40. I thought you said Woody. My bad. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
40.
no,
Okay.
it should be.
Like they're like fucking homies. So
Yeah.
so with that, they're working the way you and your homies are working together, the way me and my homies are working together, and they've
Hmm.
connected that. Like they've kept
Right.
that bond. But with
Yeah.
MJ, for him, it's nothing but pressure. Everyone's against him. Even his whole
Right.
family had like a tumultuous, relationship with him growing up.
Hmm.
So
And
yeah,
I tell him, like, even though it's about him not being like musically inclined or as an artist, yo, I'm LeBron and you're Maverick. You know what I mean? You're getting the deals
yeah,
done. You're in the conversations. I remember I met Ricky one time. My first time ever
yeah.
meeting Ricky in person, and we were just talking about deals and things like that. And I'm like, yo, I need to get my best friend on the phone because if I'm gonna be involved in anything, I need him there as much as he can be, either via phone or in person. Because
Oh
where
no,
I
I
go,
hear that.
he
Best
goes.
believe I prepped with my boys before, or my team before, like we got on here. I'm like, thinking about like giving them some songs and then doing so and so.
Mhm.
What should I promote? What should I not promote? Yada yada.
Are you ready to get into the second one? I was just
Yeah, dude.
and can you
All
hear
right,
it?
so the second one, I could hear it.
Okay.
Not right now, but yeah. Uh, so the second one is Nervous Freestyle. That
Okay.
is Ace the Bandit, Simplistics, and Stunner. Um, that one is hard as fuck. Uh, that is not my first art with them, but like my first single artwork that got published because we still got shit that we're saving. You feel me?
Right.
And I was still like working with them, filming, and we were already working a lot at that point. But like that's like the first single artwork that I released, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And uh, like I was telling them, like I'm gonna do it in the morning. I'm fucking tired, and I get
Mhm.
home, and I haven't gone out since like mid October when my friends kidnapped me to play a Ouija board.
Right.
Like my going out is we're making moves. Like I haven't gone out to go out. So when I go home, uh, that's the only time I can unwind. Sometimes I'll get a bottle of wine and just like drink to myself. Like
Yeah.
I'm a drinker, but as like for the past like several months, like I have not been drinking. This is my first time drinking in a second,
Mhm.
but it's part of our show. It's called Enjoy the Buzz,
Right.
and I was like just so set on just resting and playing some Red Dead Redemption, and then
Oh.
like something just like hit me like mad drunk, and like I just drunkenly made that album cover in like an hour,
Mhm.
and like but like I do have things instilled in me. Like I used secondary colors, like I made it asymmetrical. So like just instinctively, uh, I knew what I was doing, but like I just did it like at fucking 2, 3 in the morning. I was like, "Yeah, good ass idea, Stevie. Oh, this looks amazing," and like
Right.
it came out looking cool.
Right.
So yeah, this is the freestyle or the nervous freestyle. Also, not only rapping to it, but also produced by Simplistics. And he
Okay.
gives me like a really sweet nod, which I fucking like to show to people. It's so exciting. He goes, my name is like I go by Truant, but my name is Steve. So he goes like, Steve's gonna film for the recap, and I was like, shit, that's
Okay.
just dope.
I like that. I'm a
Yeah, yeah,
let me know how it sounds right there.
yeah. Run it. It sounded good.
Good? Sounds good? Please don't make me nervous in this bitch. Y'all too much swerve and do a gang gang. I like this. I like this.
Yeah, this is nasty, bro. And then this is Stunner. Previously with Ace.
I like that. I
Yeah,
think I think I'm pretty sure I met him too. Cause
probably.
It
We've all
was
ended up linking up like at a Hobart or Harvard eventually,
yeah.
or Pirate or something. There's a lot of studios around us.
Isn't he like tall, braids, light skin? Is
Yeah, Ace. Yeah, light
okay, yeah,
skin. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I
that's
met him.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all talked. Yeah, it was
yeah,
Chuck, you, Ricky,
yeah,
Ace. Yeah, we all talked that one night. It was at Harvard. I think it was like a
yeah. We all
Friday or
kicked it.
Saturday night. It was just
Probably. Oh,
ideas.
you're probably outside or some shit. Yeah, you guys
Yeah, we
always
just
like
standing outside.
congregate up in the front. Yep.
Yeah, and then we'll be in the studio just talking, and or being
Yeah.
outside, vice versa. And I think y'all went out. Y'all went out one night. I was like, yo, I'm dead outside. I need to go.
Oh yeah, the lick and dip joint, right?
Yeah,
We got
but
like free bottle service and free tables and shit. That shit was
mhm,
wild. Yeah. So I guess one of the rappers in there, the following one,
mhm,
he is Simplistics. He's also our producer and he's a guitarist and he's a singer, bro. Like, so he's the next guy I wanted to talk about with this song. And dude, like he's a monster. And like the first day Ace brought me in, just like see what's going on, bro. Like I was nervous because like funny that the song is nervous. I was nervous because like,
right,
oh shit, like people like all my energy, like trying to just create,
mhm,
And I was like, cool. And then like I didn't know the musical language very much. And I was like, what if it was the first long cut, I can't lie. And like I was just like, what if you like fade this part with this part with this part, like make it a circle,
mhm,
And like he was just into like, huh, that sounds interesting. And then I was like immediately like, oh, like cool, like my feedback is gonna be heard here, whether or not it's in the final production, like everyone's like open ears and like so and that's how it always was with Ace. And then like the team he's building, is like all right, like oh, okay, like there's a volume here that we're all fucking hitting creatively and open-mindedly,
yeah,
and that was like super exciting to hear. And now we're all very much in that mindset. So now he's like adding guitars more, he's adding other people singing more,
yeah,
like I don't know. So a lot more experimenting is happening with him, which is only gonna benefit
growth,
our brand even more.
growth for sure.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely once you get to that moment to where like okay you're it's just expanding out of your comfort zone, you're trying to explore more sounds, more layers to the songs and things like that. That's when you're hitting full stride, your
And you have a
audience
body of
knows you.
people like not agreeing to everything you're doing, but accepting everything you're doing and
Right, because they
helping that flourish and water
yeah,
that and give it the nutrients it needs.
because they know the ambition, they can see the ambition, they can see the art, they can see the
And we all
passion,
trust each other,
and the trust definitely as a group, as a collective, that trust has to be on point.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I wanna know just you mentioned about your dad being a DJ and teaching you and showing you the ropes on DJing. When did you decide, videography, photography, editing? Like when did you
I
decide
have
that and what
baby
moment?
pictures of me drawing Spider-Man that I can't remember because I was so young. So I was always creatively inclined. I've always wanted to learn musical instruments, but as a creative growing up, my hobbies and ideas changed so much that like my parents were like, we're not gonna pay for like musical classes and stuff like that because you change your ideas so much, which is
Right.
very much true, which is why I've become adepted at learning so many different, visual disciplines.
Mhm.
And so very early on, I knew that like that's what I wanted to do. In elementary school, I was taking elective college courses for architecture. Ended up, in college taking courses for interior design, and that was always the top of my class. At like 14, I ended up joining video production, and I was like one of the threats of the video editors, and later ended up joining TV production and sports production, and I was like a host,
Mhm.
joining Shakespeare, and then I ended up going to fashion this fashion school of design and merchandising, FITM, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising,
Okay.
for digital media, and and then that just filed my fucking ability, like my skill set a little more. And then from there, like I still don't even have my own business card as old as I am. Like from there, my whole work and my whole business has been like word of mouth and trust from others. Like that's how I ended up like growing my career,
That's crazy.
working for, yeah, I ended up working for all kinds of like clubs and gentlemen clubs and directors and music video people, made music videos under UMG. I've
Mm,
had a whole season, a second season of a TV show that I was the main sole editor for, sold to E1. Like, so like this is something that I didn't think it'd be interesting. It just kind of like it just like fell in, and
I got you.
yeah.
Yeah, it became a life in its own, and I think that's kind of really that's beautiful too, because you weren't putting that type of expectation on yourself. It just came and
I
became what
just
it
like
is.
I'm such a cruiser, bro. Like I just like my brother like so like you have like weird ass fucking luck because I just let life takes me and I make many terrible mistakes that leave me flat on my face. But something about me, I always find myself in awesome situations and fortunate situations all
That's
over
great,
again. And now I'm a little wiser. I have no intentions to make more mistakes again, So
right? Or at least not the same
I
mistake.
plan to make any oh yeah, I guess yeah. So plan to make these choices last indefinitely
I like to hear that. I really do. I
with
think
it.
I think definitely, you mentioned before we were talking about, okay, I'm working on like, art, the artwork, and then you're doing personal work, and things happen in the personal life. I can definitely relate to that. Definitely have someone that is growing a business, that is putting
Oh yeah.
what I see on in my mind on paper, and I'm trying to
The
describe it to other
sacrifices you
people,
make that people do not understand,
and
no
it's
matter how painful they are,
yeah, very
emotionally or
painful.
mentally. Yeah.
And the time invested that you put on these ideas, the time invested you put to describing it to other people, and I'm like, you're not gonna really understand it until you see it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's always comforting that you can be, to be around people, whether it be friends or strangers, that have that trust in you, that can off rip just see, okay, this
Yeah.
guy's really going for it, this guy's really, you know what I mean. And definitely to be in a city where we're in now, I
We're
love Los
blessed.
Angeles. I love the privileges that we have, the great
Yeah.
weather, the usually everything's open 24/7, the
No, not at
opportunities.
all true. Are you kidding me? Sure, we have after hour clubs, at least not right now. But like those are like for your average person, those are very hard to find. Those are very
Okay.
hard for me oftentimes, So we're not a 24-hour city. 1:30 comes along, everyone's wrapping up unless they have another
Well,
event
well,
to go to.
I meant
I mean,
food
we're always bustling, we're
speaking.
always hustling.
Right.
Huh?
For me, I meant
Yeah.
food. Every time I used to live in the valley, so it would say open 24 hours, which is something I
Yeah.
was accustomed to,
The
where I
valley. What
was.
you got in the valley? Jacking this shit, bro. I'm from the valley too. From all
Yeah, Jack
over.
in the Box.
Yeah.
I love Jack in the Box. What, they're 50 cent tacos? I mean, they're nothing
Bro, they
great.
raised them to like $2 now. No, actually, back
Ah,
when they're like yeah, $2 for the two. But
damn.
like, bro, like when times were tough, I would stock up on those motherfuckers too. Hell
Yes,
yeah.
those
Hell
are,
yeah.
you appreciate those. But yeah,
Yeah, just that.
I just love definitely to know and to see other people that's playing multiple games, in multiple
Yeah.
positions, and they can like conquer it, like you said,
Right.
conquering that, and the
Or learn from
sacrifices,
it.
for sure. And that's the main thing, like when in regards of sacrificing, and that emotional sacrifice, that or financial sacrifice, that mental
Yeah,
sacrifice,
totally.
to pull someone that it may be younger than you, pull them to the side. Yo, this is what I did, this is what I did wrong, this is how I resolved it, and here's an opportunity. I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. Don't do what I
Yeah.
did
No one's gonna learn from that
verbatim,
though.
but
My
here,
father, many wise people have told me the same thing. unless you fall on your ass, you're not gonna learn your lesson.
And that's a big deal too. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's some things that you don't have to burn yourself to know that it's hot. You know what I mean? There's just some things you shouldn't have.
True, but something about a forbidden fruit is really attractive.
Right,
I've
right.
had
Temptation.
very close people fall into temptations, and
Hmm.
I definitely have an addictive personality. So for me to not, have continued any further around certain paths is like a miracle. Even
Right.
even now, like I still have a very much addictive personality. That's why I'm trying to use that to focus it on something along the likes that we're doing right now.
Yeah. So to make it function, functioning instead of just using
No,
it
just to
or
feed the
covering up.
itch. It's just to feed the
Okay.
itch. That itch is crazy, bro.
It
That itch
is.
is crazy.
Definitely as an artist, because you may I was just I read a story, I read a post, Tiana Taylor retiring,
Yeah,
and she's actually becoming like a head label, head president at a clothing brand. And it's that
right,
itch where you're an
right.
artist, you may move on from music to doing something else, completely something else, a whole 180, but you're always going to have that itch, that passion, that love is never gonna
Yeah,
go away. No
yeah.
matter how long you're taking a break or a vacation. I take breaks. I don't really take like a whole month off from writing music, but you got to take a break from writing. You got to take a break from doing what you're doing, so you could just
Yeah, I
live.
noticed you've been like lifting like muscle a lot lately.
Yeah.
Like when like you haven't done weights for like a 2 days and you feel like your
Hmm.
muscles like it wants it. It's trying to tell it. You're telling
Yeah.
your arms like I want to lift something right now, bro. Like it's
Right.
that itch, and it comes from anything.
And actually, funny story. I've taken a few days off. I I I at the time I thought I injured my arm. I thought I
Right.
had hurt my arm, but I had talked to my trainer, Leon. Shout out to Leon. He was just telling me that it's growing. That muscle's growing and everything. It's gonna take
Yeah,
some time
yeah. It's just
to.
making shit tight,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And
It's
I
like an
mean, it
Indian burn
hurt.
almost. Yeah.
Really did. And I'm something I sometimes forget, don't even realize being I'm an essential worker. I do a heavy labor intensive job. And so I
Right.
have to be picking up things. And so it made it a bit of a struggle to pick up things and hold things and move things along. But I feel about 90% better. I've
With it.
rested, you know what I mean? Like I was getting a lot of rest, getting those naps in,
Yeah.
eating, and so like I feel a whole lot better from definitely compared to yesterday. And the
With
thing that
it.
I knew, I was like, if it's coming from working out, then it's something I should expect. You know what I mean? And it's at least I know something's doing. I'm doing something right. If it's just growing,
Yeah.
if it's getting bigger, tighter, whatever the case may be, I know I'm doing something right. I just got to keep on going. So I plan on resuming like regular scheduled programming today. Yeah.
Hustle, bro. Honestly, I gotta follow that vibe, bro. Like I gotta keep up my working out. I'm doing a lot better now.
Hmm.
For sure. I ended up getting like really sick, lost a lot of weight. After I got better, it took a while for me to like gain the energy.
Hmm.
And like by then, like a lot of like my muscle and a lot of like my lung capacity was like gone at that point. So
Right.
like I'm back in it, but like I'm starting again from like a very like, from scratch almost.
Right. And that's good because then you can like for me, I I made a promise. Do not be this corny guy that signs up for the gym on New Year's and you don't fulfill anything. But I what I didn't. You know what I mean? I did fulfill. I didn't just squander. I didn't waste anything.
Right.
What happened? What made me show that I was ready? I was doing things, kind of like how we're working out at home, quarantine workouts and everything. I was doing that last year. I was
Mm.
showing myself, I was proving to myself, all right, I'm gonna go out for a walk. I'm gonna do it consistently. I'm gonna get
I was
water.
way more fit last summer compared to this summer.
And like my
Yeah.
my best friend says, the summer body is made in the winter. And so I'm really sticking to
I
that.
remember hearing you guys say that. Yeah, I did some research.
And see, look at him. I appreciate it. I really do. And it's true though, and
Yeah.
when I'm at the gym and I'm, obviously I'm wearing my mask, safety, of course. I'm the type of person I got it. Like you're saying, being around people. If it had like working out, I have to be around other people because they're giving me that motivation, not giving me
Yeah,
that, and I'm not a competitive person against other people. Like
yeah,
I'm not gonna really, I can beat you. I'm focused on beating myself from what I did the
right.
day before, even though that might sound corny, but it's true.
No,
I
I
just need that
respect that. Everything I
inspiration.
do, I stay myself, you know? Like with my group, I don't try to act any hard. I did change my name because I'm trying to stay hip hop, but
Right,
I'm myself, you know? With the podcast, I'm myself, a little more animated, but
right.
I don't, I love myself way too much to change that for anything, you feel me?
And where did Truant come from? What inspired that? How did that come
Before
about?
I even linked up with Ace, uh it was a name I wanted to do for my art because my nickname was always Gilligan, but the whole "Hey, it's Gilligan" thing is kind of corny, especially in the hip hop avenue. And I was like, I already have this cool ass name, might as well pick it up. And
Right.
my art name was always changing. It started as Jimena, and it's still very much Jimena, but more like at a to myself level. And you
Mhm,
mentioned you want to be a writer. Actually, I want to be a novelist myself, and Jimena is always like a humongous character in a lot of what I have to tell, even though they're
mhm,
not necessarily related to each other. Then
right.
it moved on to many other things, like Illuminated Beast being one of them. I have so many stories and things I want to create, but
Mhm,
I don't know. I started thinking about it more, and I was like, I really like Truantquest because, and then I ended up being that was supposed to be my traditional artist name,
mhm,
but I'm like, it still sounds hip hop. Might as well just adopt it for just my art general name.
mhm.
Let's not separate anything and
Right,
just have it all under an umbrella.
right.
And the reason why
Umbrellas.
the truant comes from I'm really absent minded unless I'm stressed or whatever. I'm
Mhm,
generally absent minded, but that doesn't mean I'm not being productive.
right,
Oftentimes I wander off by myself, or I just have this melody in my head. Even though I'm in a group, I'm focused on the melody,
right.
and that plays a lot to my creativity because once I have an idea in mind, I'm absent. I'm truant.
Mhm,
I'm just I'm just right there, just on a quest on something else in my mind,
mhm.
and the quest comes a lot also from just me being an adventurer,
I love that. Yeah,
when I
same.
mentioned earlier when my friend took kidnapped me to play the Ouija board, we went both to the cemetery by Gravity Hill and
Okay.
to the Pasadena Suicide Bridge. We're right under it, right?
Wow.
Fucking whatever 2 or something in the morning, they were playing Ouija boards the way I grew up,
Mhm,
and there's a lot of history to it with my family, but I'm not gonna get into that. But Ouija board is not my thing. That okay,
right.
I'm not I'm cool looking for ghosts and aliens, but when you're bringing the devil, I
Right.
want no part of it. So I left alone
Diablo.
wandering into the graveyard, and I left alone wandering very deep into the suicide bridge alone,
Mhm.
and but I wasn't scared or anything. It's because I wanted to leave the Ouija board, but
Right,
they're stop leaving the group, yada yada yada, and
right.
my natural born mentality is to quest, is to be an adventurer.
Mhm.
So I found the combination of the two words not only sounds cool, but it's a great explanation of who I am as an individual,
I
you
love it.
know?
Yeah, I love
So
that. I love that
that's
a
the
lot.
name.
I like
Yeah.
that. And I've
With
and that's nothing like out of the ordinary for me because I'm the same way. Like we could be, going on a hike or something. I'm gonna
yeah.
find like it could be something like if I stumble upon a rock and like a certain sound happens, I'm gonna keep like I'm gonna just hear that sound, or if I hear something, I see something, just it's just gonna stick to me. I'm just gonna be thinking about it, and I'm gonna think, okay, how can I make this into a song or an idea, an artsy idea?
You
And
know what fucking
I
sucks about
just
that kind of shit?
what?
It's when you're trying to sleep and you have this good ass idea, and then you're like, I want to sleep, but I need to write this down because it's never gonna come back to me. And now
And
you
then
have all those endorphins and shit going, and you finish your idea, but now I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
I'm fucking stuck awake just
and with
because.
and with me, I'm like, yo, I just got this crazy idea. all right, I know a million times I'd say, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna remember it, and it never happens. But this
Hmm.
time I'm gonna go to sleep, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna remember it.
Hmm.
Nope, nope,
You have to like just
nope.
bite the bullet and just suffer
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
tired. You know,
Because that one extra minute of getting up, waking my body up, getting that pen and
it's
pad, getting that
incredible
phone,
ideas.
that's gonna
Yep.
be extra 3 hours of being up, because you can't stop
Yep.
thinking about it. And
Hmm.
every time
That actually that was the precursor when I said I got drunk and finished the nervous freestyle thing. I was actually getting ready to go to bed,
mhm,
fucking on one, and then that's when it hit, and then that's when I stumbled to my computer to get it done. You know.
yeah. And see, I love definitely like having established a group now, and we're being laid out late night hours and everything. Like once I get an idea, I'm calling the troops. I'm running my guys up so
Yeah.
we can get this on top, so I can hear feedback and everything. So I just love how I've been able to expand more than just myself when I get this type of, charismatic, random, late night idea. And so
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's really great, But I might be like 1 for 1 billion of remembering this idea after I've gone to sleep because I'm gonna end up forgetting because of the dream
Yeah. I'm not saying it
or
ever happened. I'm just saying that I can't remember it ever happening. You know,
or like
remembering.
a lot of great ideas coming for me. I get throughout the shower, and I'm like I'm in the shower and I don't have no pen or pad. I'm definitely gonna forget this. I just try
A
to
lot of
keep
people
it
say that the shower is the only time where I'm just like empty minded.
right.
Cause I have such a routine, bro. Like when I get ready, like the amount of like fucking shit I put on my face, like to get ready. Like I
Hmm.
fucking trim my eyebrows and shit. Like for when I'm getting ready, like I already have the routine, and my brain doesn't work in the morning, and I'm often grumpy in the morning. So like my shower, my whole prepping in the morning, like I'm just absent minded, and like it's almost like my morning meditation, bro.
I feel that. Yeah, like, I remember a few years back the
Yeah. Hey, hold
bathroom was
up.
the escape room.
Run it with my boy Malcolm real quick. I'm gonna use the restroom. He'll talk a little bit more about podcast or however you want to bring up the conversation
All right, bet.
pertaining.
Hello.
Yo, 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 what's it up? What's up? My name's Khalil,
What's
by the way.
good? What's good?
What's your
I'm
name?
Malcolm. Nice to
Malcolm?
meet you. Malcolm.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you too.
Nice to meet you too, man.
What you been up to? What you been up to?
Um, well, I'm starting my own little thing with art. I'm an artist. I draw a lot, so
Okay.
I'm starting a little brand thing, and I'm helping out my homies with their podcasts and stuff like that. So we just finished working on the skit and stuff. I just finished piecing them together. Now we have to just bring in the magic with the music and stuff like that. Piece it all together for their podcast. We have to edit, you know, audio and stuff like that.
Right.
Clean it, move background noise and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then get this show going.
Yeah,
Hopefully soon.
I mean,
Yeah.
definitely even just a podcast, it's not even like music or nothing, but like
Mm,
a podcast, just the science,
yeah.
you know what I mean? The science behind making a good episode,
Hmm.
content, either be visuals and
Right.
frequencies. Trent and I were just talking about, we are talking
Hmm.
about frequencies and the vibe, just set it off, it's wonderful.
Exactly.
Do you I
Like,
do you have
mm,
any podcasts that you listen to?
not as much. I listen to Gary Vee a lot.
Okay.
Motivational speaker, entrepreneur, incredible
Okay.
person, honestly.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of his stuff because it gets me, going. He
Hmm.
kind of brings to reality, like basically a blunt way of saying, hey, if you're not really doing anything, like what are you doing? If you don't try it, and if you don't
Exactly.
see if it succeeds, like then what are you doing? You might as well try it. If it doesn't, then you find another route. You feel me? But
Mhm.
you just keep going.
I got you. I would
Yeah. So
recommend
like
you huh?
mhm.
I was gonna say
Oh, I was like, so I just mhm.
I recommend listening to the L.A. Khalil podcast. I hear that's a really great podcast.
Hmm.
Um
All right, all right.
I recommend listening to the Joe Budden podcast. That's the podcast that's inspired this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, the L.A Khalil Podcast. That's Joe
Mm-hmm.
Budden. He's top three, but not three. He's based in New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey. Pump it up. That's him. He's funny. That whole
Yeah.
podcast is funny, and just like hip hop
Mm.
podcasts or like cultural podcasts. Within what we
I
are
kind of
artsy type of podcast.
I kind of listen to not real, I wouldn't call them podcasts, more of like interviews and stuff like that, like with Adam 22, with the Breakfast Clubs and stuff like that. I kind of listen.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I kind of listen to those too. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Charlemagne the God.
Oh yeah,
I
Charlemagne the
love
God too.
Charlamagne.
Yeah, yeah, I listen to him too.
A
Yeah.
character. He's a character.
Yep.
Sure.
Right there.
Right. Okay. I definitely been wanting to get one. I
Yeah.
see I see the product placement in the videos, before
Mm.
COVID. I see the product placement. I'm like, I gotta get that book. Or at least get the audio book or
Mhm.
something, just listen to it.
That's true.
Is
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
huh?
oh, get in here.
The boys back?
We'll jump on this together.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. Two on one.
Yep.
Build each other up, bro. My boy.
All right.
Yes, sir.
We ended up like we've known each other forever, bro.
Right.
Playing like D&D shit and fucking. I was like, you want to see my new Dragon Ball Z skateboard?
Okay. You
Malcolm Gladwell back when I was in my like fucking hella self-help reading fucking
Right.
phase.
I feel like this is a great moment, by the way. But how far back do y'all two come about? Like how many years, or is it just
A long while. I know him more from my brother.
okay?
And then now that we're linking up, obviously we're gonna get a lot closer.
Yeah.
But we've been linking up from him very constantly. He's always been around.
Mhm.
So like my brother would like clown on me. He's like, because like of all his friends, and he has great friends, like
Yeah.
ZP and BJ and all of them, they're fucking rad. But like of all his friends, like he was the one I always like connected the most with. So he'd be like, "Oh, your boy's coming." I'm like, "Are you talking about Malcolm?" I was like, "Oh hell yeah, my boy's coming." So like that's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay. I really do like that because I was talking to True and I'm like, yo, my best friends, all my business mates. There's the people that I'm
Mhm.
going to my
Yeah.
advisories or whatnot, just so
It
they
really develops deep bonds, bro. Deep ties.
exactly. And I was talking to
Your family, pretty much. Sometimes you see them more than your own family.
Mhm.
exactly, like I'll call these guys. We're having hours on conversations, more than
Yeah.
what my family's doing. I check in with my family, but when trying to handle business and trying to get things rolling, you know what
And
I
then
mean?
your boys call and you're like, "Hey, what up, baby girl? What's the money for today?"
Exactly. Like they be trying. I be on the phone with my girl. I'm like on FaceTime. Then my boys calling trying to talk about some shit. And I'm like, yo, do
That
I?
shit's
Let's
comedy,
go.
yo. Like we be in the stew and shit, right? And then we have people oh man,
Yeah,
trying to like type today.
exactly.
Man, like I have to date today. And then
Mhm.
like the ones who you see going somewhere, they're the ones like, fuck, I want to get a wet, but this is like more important, bro. Like,
Hey,
Exactly.
it is
and they're
working.
stressed and they're so begrudging, like, I'd rather stay here and do this.
Mm.
Like, it is what it is.
Because you're either gonna get, that momentary satisfaction, or you're gonna get that long lasting satisfaction off getting that
Hell
work done.
yeah, hell yeah. Like right now, like I'm taking a lot of time from me to like feed myself right now, but I know what I'm
Mhm.
doing right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be eating a lot better tomorrow compared to the scraps I'll eat today if I were
Right.
just to focus on this job that's gonna bring me money right now as opposed to planting the seed.
Uh-huh.
Let's start on with the third song.
Let's-
So this song is called Swimming Pool.
mhm.
We already finished the album art. I think the single should be mastered by now, but as of 3 days ago, that's what you're getting right now.
Skin-
And we're also already
Sure.
working on a new song with Emily,
Mhm.
or Emily is her name that she goes by. And So she is our newest entry. We have been familiar with her for a long time. She makes her own clothes.
Oh, that's dope.
Super cool, amazing singer, super nice.
I I love to talk to her about that because I'm definitely trying to get into that. I hate having dope as ideas, but then it's like, who do I talk to? You know,
No,
I
I
hate that
hear
feeling.
that. Yeah, for sure. And she has a team of her own too. So like, if she's overscheduled, I'm sure she knows someone who can help you out too as well. My guy here also makes music too.
I
Everyone
do, I
around me is
do.
musically inclined. If you want to ask him more about that after we get done with
Right.
this part.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, so it's crazy. So for the album artwork we have for this single,
Mhm.
like we were at like fucking at the Venice Pier late at night. They ended up closing the pier, but we were there like late, and right now it's one of like the rare months where it's like cold, right? So
Right.
it was freezing for her, and to get the picture we wanted, she had to be in a bikini. We went to
Mhm.
like Hollywood to shop for the outfit for the shoot. She did hella makeup. It took a lot of time. It looked amazing, but she didn't want her face in the album artwork. So like, I was like,
Gotcha.
wait, so why do we do all this for? But
Right.
I understand it. They gotta, if their profile is looking one direction one way, you want it to look good no matter what.
Right.
And yeah, dude, she like that moment, like she was a fucking trooper. She was a
Yeah.
fucking trooper for sure. She's committed to her fucking craft.
And
And
it's those type of moments
we're gonna
where you learn
yeah, and
about someone. Like,
we're having a concept confirmation conversation coming up soon for another shoot. Again, we just finished our first take of another song with our boy Simplistics yesterday.
right.
He's flying back home right now, or it's home already back. I sound like Yoda. That shit was all like,
Right. Right.
yeah, but so yeah, this is skinny dipping.
Got you.
Oh, and also this song
Mm-hmm.
isn't on Spotify or any streaming services yet. So if you want to play it fuller, you won't get strike.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear it? Uh,
No.
I'm gonna put it on my give it on my phone. Skinny
Okay.
dipping. I think because of the different. Okay, I got it.
Bro, this is some like SZA Janae Aiko shit,
Yeah.
bro. But like on a different plane because it's two people.
This is pretty
Um,
hard. Angelic, you know.
ethereal. I think is the word I would choose.
I like that. That is hard. This, man, let's bring that back.
I think was great work, dude.
This is pretty dope.
There's very few of us where we make it seem like we have an audience, right?
Yeah, I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this shit.
I don't blame you, bro. Don't blame you.
I'm saving this in my phone. I'm saving. That's really
Yeah,
dope.
I'm with that. I'm
I
with
I
that.
can't wait. I can't wait for that. I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
hell yeah, for
That's
sure. I can't wait till you start working on the visuals. And like another, I wanted to like separate these songs because like I wanted to talk about each one of our bandit family individually. And of
right.
course we have it's a big family, but
Right.
yeah.
Nobody wins when the family feuds. That's Hove right there. 444.
If anything, sometimes the family needs to feud because it just deepens your bond when you like overcome it.
Exactly. I
True.
remember
True.
Yeah.
one of our conference calls. It's the three of us, and they proposed an idea, and I was like, I'm I'm learning from Drake, LeBron, even out of all people, Jay-Z, business savvy.
Yeah.
You know, okay, you got the art and the love for the art, but you want to make a profit, you want to make an impact, you want to make
Mm-hmm.
some, you know. And I was like, then I was looking at more of business. They were looking at more of having fun and everything. And so
Yeah,
it's
I have
just a
that
big
problem. Sometimes I get tunnel
clash.
vision and I
Yeah.
get bratty because of it, you know,
Right.
rather than allowing myself to really like open up to other people's creative ideas.
Right.
It doesn't happen often, but it happens.
Right. And it was like I've always thought about like, okay, are we ever gonna have like a big fight? Like this was on for hours too, just going back
Yeah.
and not reasoning, showing logic and everything. And I was like wondering, okay, when are we ever gonna have like a big fight, and how is it going? How are we gonna be able to move forward from it? And I
So
think
you
just,
invited that energy is what you did
I
when they were
mean,
gonna have this big fight. I'm not looking for the fight.
right.
Yeah, let's not put that energy out there.
I mean, hey,
Nah.
I'm kidding.
I hear that.
Yeah. I just love being able to like definitely because you're 30, which you don't look 30. I thought you like
Appreciate
I'm
that.
20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just okay,
I
we're
saw
on,
that young energy. A lot of people my age who are creative give up by now. You know, like
right. Which is
you
which is
know,
unusual, because once people reach 30, it's
if
like
they haven't made it by then, they give up by now. You know,
yeah,
but that's also when they're in their mental peak. They just don't know it because of society norms. Like
right,
by then, you should have it figured out. You know?
right. And even
Yeah,
to get to that point later, because you made an interesting point. But like I think with all relationships, to have that argument, don't
where'd you
anticipate
go?
it,
Oh, there you go.
but don't
Mm-hmm.
anticipate the argument or that heated moment, but to be able to
I'm moving
be
a little bit. What's going on here? Not my fault.
now and I no, I just okay, you're back.
Yeah,
Okay, for
right.
sure.
Okay. To be adults and be mindful of one another, to be able to understand arguments are gonna occur, but not let it be
Yeah.
like end for all. Okay, forget you, we're done. Like, okay, how can we move on? How can we build
Yeah.
off the top of this? And that's
Sometimes when you bottle shit though, you like burn bridges you don't
Hmm.
intend to
for
though.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And that's something I think definitely me. I don't ever want to have to go through that type of experience. But
I
I think
definitely
it's
have just because self medication,
mm,
sometimes, but not a route I intend to go back to. But
good. Good.
that's a conversation me and my brother had heavy today before we linked up with our boy, or while we went to the grocery store where
Hmm.
well our producer,
Hmm.
worked on the audio.
Right.
Yeah, but like let's hear what more Malcolm has to say, bro. Our
Yeah.
newest member while he's here.
Oh,
We're
what's
gonna hear more
up?
about
Yeah.
right now, so let this boy shine.
Oh, what's up? What's up? Well, I started doing. Oh, I love creating stuff. I went to Santa Cruz School of Performing Arts at some point because I wanted to get into acting.
Okay.
Got an agent from there. Then I was like, nah, I want to do more music, right? So I started,
Right.
getting into music and stuff like that. Did some beats and stuff like that. Wrote some songs. Never really recorded it yet because I felt like I wasn't ready to record.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
that kind of stuff. But like I have stuff written down. I have beats made for the songs and stuff like that. So that's that's just something I want to do.
Right.
Uh, Also, my main thing is drawing, so I do a lot of artwork.
Where's your iPad at, bro?
Oh,
Let's showcase it.
is that
Let's
yeah?
showcase it. His shit was
Okay.
So
dope. I draw too. When he showed me his shit, I was like, I don't even want to draw anymore.
I got you.
so this is a current piece I'm working on. It's kind of like I mess around with a lot of concepts, like different things to put together.
Right.
So this is what I'm working on right now.
I like that. I
So
like
you
that
got the skull in
skeleton.
the background,
The
yeah.
flame. I see the flame inside and
Yeah,
everything. I like that.
yeah. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm doing something with like have like 4 girls every season. So it's called Celestials, and what it is different concepts and stuff. So the last season I did a concept with flowers and
Okay.
came up with some dope ideas. Here's a sunflower right there.
Bro, look at her face.
Uh,
That's
That,
everything,
that's
bro.
I've never
Look
seen this
like
type of idea before.
oh, thank you,
That's beautiful.
thank
Like that's really beautiful.
thank you. I have Rose over here. She has a rose in her mouth, kind of like giving her name. Yeah.
I'm getting like mad Starfire. Teen
Oh
Titans.
yeah,
I'm getting mad
got
Starfire
it.
energy. I like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta like throw Robin.
oh yeah, right. Yeah, throwing. And then we got marigold over here based off of the marigold flower.
I like. I can. I
Yeah.
want to see. I want to see more of that. That's like the
Hey.
hair.
Oh.
The hair. Yeah, and I the right her right eye.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
the flower.
You know what the hair reminds me of? Like the hair reminds me of like those like celebratory lanterns that.
Oh, what happened?
And then this is like one of my
That
favorite pieces. Yeah,
that's
it's
Dragon
like
Ball Z
yeah, kind
ish.
of
I like that.
Z, and I decided to make
Oh no, that's not
yeah,
my fault.
yeah, like
You
shed.
showed me beers earlier.
Ah, I did do Lord Beerus from Dragon Ball Z 2. That right here.
Just
There
to
we go.
show you how like we geeked out and get along.
Yeah, we always geek out on that shit. But yeah, so I'm trying to slowly move into making hoodies and stuff. So it's more like every season is a different hoodie.
Hmm.
Every time it changes. It changes
Right.
up. So you never get the same thing. You got the Dragon Ball holographic boards.
I like that. I'm actually looking for a skateboard shop or like a dope skateboard shop to get a skateboard.
Ooh.
That, that
I knew a shop on Melrose, but it was
It's
owned
still
by
there though, right?
Adam 22 shop
Oh, I don't know that one.
on some shit.
mhm.
They have some good boards. Like
They
they
had like LA in the name. I forgot the name of
mm,
it. I know a really good one. I drawing a blank.
Got you. That's one thing I hate.
that
Definitely.
was really good.
Just get the tools, bro. You can build a deck on your own. It's pretty easy.
Right.
And
And
it's
it's
fun. Like when you build your deck on your own, like it just like that board is your bitch. It's your girl. It's your everything. It's your right hand. Like when you build your board, it's like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
made
yeah
this. Yeah. I got.
yeah
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
This
That's
is like
true.
I pay. It's a different respect. When you pay for it, but when you make that,
When you
that's even
make it, it's a
higher.
whole nother level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for real.
Like
It's a
you
whole
kill
nother
over.
My little brother, he just cut his first grip tape,
Okay.
and like when he said it, like this is my first time, yada yada yada. But like it was his first grip tape. You feel me? The first one
hmm
he cut, like
Hmm.
sure the edges aren't clean, like he could use like a fade or two, but like it's his first cut of him putting the grip tape. It's like a first.
hmm
Like there's there's a feeling that comes with it.
Yep.
Like
That's
I bought my brother his first board when he was like I think he was still in elementary school or just getting into middle school. So like he's familiar with the skateboard,
hmm
and that was a long, long time ago. And so like now, just this year, he cut his own first grip. And
hmm
it doesn't matter how old you are, like that shit's like a feeling. That's a
right.
feeling.
I like that. That's pretty fucking dope. I mean, I'm
hmm
excited for you getting to just the areas of art. You know,
Thank
um,
you.
with the drawing and then hoodies
Mm.
and with music and then with
This
the
guy's
acting.
amazing.
Oh,
Like I
thank
had drawn an
you.
iPad too, right? And when
Yeah.
I saw his shit, I was like, I don't even like talk about
Nah,
No,
nah,
it
nah.
I just I sometimes think about like different artists or people rather that can master and craft different areas of the entertainment industry.
anymore.
And I mean, as popular and as great Childish Gambino
Mhm.
is, Jamie
Right?
Foxx though.
Inspiration. Yeah,
Jamie
true.
Foxx too.
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx
Foxx
holds the
too.
crown.
Yeah, no,
No,
both.
but like the thing about them is like Childish, especially Donald Glover. He is like our newest Kanye, and he has
Yeah.
been. He's broke so many barriers where he does not have to be put in a bubble. He's a stand-up comic. He's a
Yep.
fucking seasoned writer.
Yep.
Like sitcom writer, like
Actor.
He's
fucking
on
actor,
Community.
bro.
Yeah, the
Like
dude from Community, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
That's
he was
that's
like champion to be like the newest Spider-Man, right?
Right?
mhm.
Right?
For
Yeah.
like fucking or like I first saw him 2012, right? It was the first time I saw him live, you know? And then I saw him again like last year. And like I remember seeing him last year, like immediately I was like disappointed, like, all right, like he removed all the like the rap songs, but like two from his set.
Mm.
But
Right.
then like as the show went on, I was like, and then like his like visuals and everything going on, I'm like, no, this motherfucker, like, I was like,
Evolved.
I think I
Yeah.
was like a little too like, nostalgic about Charmander, but this
Mhm.
fool flying around with fucking Charizard
Right.
wings right now, bro. Like,
Like he evolved.
like
Right.
he doesn't allow you to remember his past.
Right?
He does
I
not.
like that.
Keeps
As much as
going.
like
Keeps going.
nostalgia is a big thing. People even like there's people like, oh, I prefer old Coney Eddie.
Yeah.
Right.
Childish Gambino doesn't allow you to like
Prefer.
yeah,
Right.
because he's doing so much thing where so many things and he's doing them at such like a tenacity where you're championing everything he's doing, and even if you kind of disagree with it, like you don't allow yourself like a long time to agree with it. Like you see it really quick, like
Right.
it's not what I'm used to. No, like
You
this is
love
the
it. Yeah,
America,
yeah,
bro. This
yeah,
is
yeah.
Right.
America.
Exactly. Like shit like that. When he started
Yeah.
releasing shit like that, like
And
This
those
Is
crazy
America,
music videos.
crazy.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
took
Redbone,
over.
Is that
crazy.
right
Yeah.
next to like Extentacion ice cream truck right there? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Obama and Kanye, like what? I don't know, bro. I could have sworn just like a month ago I was seeing Asian girls everywhere. UCLA, like and now that's something you would like get roasted for saying,
Hmm.
Right.
But like these fucking
He's
wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's talented. Like,
Yeah.
and his talent is not just that he just scratches the surface. He hits
Right.
that peak, and then
Hits the
hits
glass.
every peak for everything he
I've done
does. Like,
artwork of him. I was hoping to find
oh,
not for him. I did like it was fan art.
yeah.
Right.
I had to correct that. I didn't want to see myself any cooler than
Right.
I am.
But see, that's the thing I like about like a Jamie or Drake. He can act. He can. He
Mhm.
does music. But like, you may not like that one thing that he does, but you're gonna like the other thing that he
The
does.
other
Can I
thing
talk
He's
about
gonna
Drake
keep
real
you
quick?
hooked.
We
You
talk
know.
about Drake real quick, okay? I was a big like fan of Degrassi. All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna openly admit it. I fucked with
Right.
Degrassi, right? And then when Drake was coming out, he had no visuals, dude. It was like everyone was just buying into the voice. Like I even bought on Apple.
Mhm.
It was like uh I remember it had like an animated fucking like thing, and like
Okay.
it was like Drake's like first like album released on Apple, and I bought it the day of because I was following him for a second, but I didn't know he was the Degrassi guy. And like that got taken down like 3-4 days later, and I still had it because like I bought it, so they couldn't take it away from me.
Right.
But I used a different like Apple account, so I don't have the proof of the pudding, but it's a real story. And then like I was like super into Drake, and no visuals came out, and this is before like his first big EP came out. I think Successful was still big, but it
Mhm.
was in the other EP and another one
Oh.
that he did with like Birdman and Wayne. And I was like tripping, like this guy's like good. I'm hella following him, and I
Hmm.
brought up Wayne earlier. Wayne, like I've been fucking a Wayne stan for a very long
Oh
time.
yeah.
Right.
So like, and then like I saw like weird like back in the day live footage,
Right.
and I was like, wait, is that the Degrassi guy? No, I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
It's not the Degrassi guy. And then it gets better, like a better color of his face, and I'm like,
That is him.
Yeah. That's him.
bro, that's the.
That's him.
Yeah.
I've been like fucking with them heavy, buying my
Yeah.
album. I got deleted. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? Like,
Mhm.
he
It
got
be
shot.
like
He's in
that.
a wheelchair.
Yeah, he's in a
Yeah, he
wheelchair
got
now. He's
wheelchair
right.
Jimmy.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Like, what is he doing standing up now? Like,
What is
I
he
thought
doing
you-
standing there rapping?
Yeah, like
He the audacity to get out that wheelchair to start
exactly. He
making
should have
good
been
music.
sitting down. The
Like,
gall of
I
this
was at
nigga.
Fiddle. I was at Fiddle at the time, and like just like I went to like it's not study hall, but it's kind of like study hall. Use your headphones so we're so free to search shit. And I'm just like, yo, like screaming that other people know about it, but people are working on this shit, and I'm just like, what is going on? I was like, fucking a teenager still, like, what is going on? That shit was like, it blew my mind. Wheelchair fucking Jimmy. Fucking,
Over here rapping, making it good.
Yeah, exactly. Making it good, making it great.
Yep.
Do you
Uh,
Malcolm, do you have
yeah.
any, we were talking about the Spotify rap.
Hmm.
Your top five. Do you use Spotify? Do you have your
I do. So I listen to a lot of rap. Yeah. but for a while since this quarantine, my music taste has been very chill. You know, very you
Kind
know,
of chill music. Yeah,
Mellow.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
very
cute.
chill
He listens
music.
to a lot of Ace Bandit, a million to stick
Okay.
Yes, I do.
to. Respect, respect,
Yep,
respect,
yep,
respect.
yep. But my playlist is full of no name. We got Saba, we have Sir, we have
Yo,
Smino.
sir, is fucking.
Yo, Sir is fire.
Do, do,
Hmm.
Oh, we have Sir.
You like Lucky Day?
Huh?
Lucky Day?
Lucky Day?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ah,
No.
I got a song for you. That's I got a good song. Lucky Days.
Mm,
He's goaded right now. He's in there.
ooh.
He's hitting. Um, I like that. I like that. I remember No Name and
Mm-hmm.
Hell
you
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
know
man.
the little
Oh,
Gypsy.
Gypsy.
controversy and the controversy. Well, I would say controversy,
Oh,
but
That's
the little
crazy though, bro. She
oh.
has such a legacy. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on.
you know. But I
But
like what she's doing because
Yeah,
she's
mm-hmm.
I
you
understand the
know
controversy though, but like,
She knows she was ahead of what she was doing before all of us was. Honestly,
no, I
she
kind of get it because like
yeah.
as a minority myself, like
Mm,
I always for like a large part of my upbringing,
mm,
like I was hanging out with like predominantly white people, and but it was like very predominant back then,
mm,
where like I was like really like it was like an I like as like it was like questioning my identity, like why isn't like my own clique supporting me,
mm.
right.
and it was before like I knew like energy and frequency, and like you link up with who you link up, but I didn't know that. I was just like,
This is it.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
and then like it kind of like did weird shit where like they weren't in my group, but like friends of friends in my group, they would join the group and say some like racist shit, and like I thought it was okay and agreed with it. So
Right.
like a lot of that, like and a lot of the fan base of No Name Gypsy are white people, and there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with it, but like when that psyche kind of like messes with you, where like why is my own people are putting me down,
Mm.
but like I want their support culturally and emotionally,
Right.
badly. So like then that's when your brain plays tricks on you, and you end
Hmm.
up saying stupid shit.
Right.
But I
I-
one of the things I loved about what she did like this year recently was the thing what she did with J. Cole. Did you hear
I
their
did hear
music
that one.
go come
This year
Yeah.
they
has
had like a
definitely been so
music
wild.
battle.
A
Huh?
Really?
a
What
Well,
back.
it was
Yeah.
not like
A
it was
little
a back and
confrontation.
forth. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Back and forth.
confrontation because J. Cole released the song
like some
and
verses shit?
Snow in
oh
the
no, no,
bluff.
the song was about No Name, like
Yeah.
straight up about No Name, and No Name came back with the
Oh no, I
clap back.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What was it? Snow in the Bluff. That's what it
Yeah.
was called. J. Cole's was Snow in the Bluff, and
Yeah.
It's hard
forgot
too.
what
Yeah. I
No Name
forgot what
song
it
was
is
called.
too.
Yeah, 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 but that shit was fire too. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, damn.
Yeah. And
But
it's
they used to do a lot of shit together back in the day. Like they did a song with
She did a
Chance.
lot more shit with a lot
Mm.
more people back then
Yeah,
than
yeah,
like
yeah.
recently though.
yeah. I've seen a picture of them together. Like like had to be
I think
2013 or
I
something like
think
that.
Gotta be.
I think the song was called Warm Warm something, but it was J. Cole, Chance, and No Name, and they were on that song, and that shit was fire.
How do you feel about Chant?
War I honestly I love Chance. I've been fucking
Okay.
with Chance since 10 Day.
Yeah,
I've
10
I've
day.
been I've
I've
been
been
fuck
fucking with
yeah.
Chance since like 10 day and acid rap. I
Mm-hmm.
fucking
Mm-hmm.
love 10 day and
And
acid
all the
rap.
in betweens that he did, that he posted on SoundCloud and shit like that, I fucked with him heavy. Like,
Beyond
Okay.
that, I lost a lot of support more and more
mm.
and more.
How do you feel about the big day?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's where
I have some favorites in the big day. I have
that's
a couple.
where I fell off. Colored Book, I'm like there's some good stuff, but
Mm.
he's gonna come back to form soon. But by the time Big Day came out, I was like,
I mean, I
come
feel
on,
it. I
man.
feel it.
I've seen him live, and I've tried.
Mm.
Okay, I went to see him 3 times. The
Yeah.
first time he canceled, I guess like EMT or something came. The second time it was his birthday when it happened, and he canceled again last minute, like again.
Mm-hmm.
And then EMT came again. And then the third time, he was late for like an hour, and then pushed everybody's time slot back an hour. Back when like long before Coloring Book came out. So like the efforts I put as like
A Chance fan.
a Chance the Rapper fan, like is immense. You know,
Right.
like "Fuck You Tombaug's" my favorite song. Like not many people know that song. Like "Fuck You Tombaugh," man. You know, like so for sure. Like so, like very early on, I had like I put Chance on such a high pedestal, and then
Right.
Coloring Book, I was like, he's coming back. And then like, what's the Sunday Candy album, the Church album?
Oh, that was
That's
from Surf, but that
yeah,
was from
Donnie Trumpet.
yeah, Donnie
But like
Trumpet
that
and
one, I
the
was like, you
Social
know, like
Experiment.
this is like a side project, but it's kind of fun, and he's expressing his faith.
See,
You know,
yeah.
I'm with that.
Right.
And then that came obviously before Coloring Book, and then like once like fucking Big Day came, I was like, and just how long at that
It
point,
took
how
well
long any fucking project from him came to come out. It's just like I can't anymore. I can't
Yeah.
anymore. I can't anymore.
I mean, I still
But
love Chance because here's the thing about Chance, like
I love his personality.
yeah, and his creative, like how he
Keep giving
creates
him
stuff is
chances.
fucking wonderful. Because if you like see the videos on YouTube of how he's creating shit,
Yeah.
how his process, like
Seeing
how
drugs to me is still
Yeah.
something that
yeah,
I wish it was my idea. You know,
Right.
like his concepts are really dope and his ideas are really dope, and the way he like, you know, people like, and you could have people with dope ideas, but it's the way, the mannerism that they say it, the way they portray their ideas makes you interested, or makes you feel like oh, I feel it, but but
Right.
like
Right.
if
Right.
he says the idea, it you feel the idea, you know, he's animated with it, so you kind of like
but he's
feel
not like that anymore. He was
well,
before.
yeah.
Even before he was like, used to watch cassette tapes with Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky, and Chucky,
Jesus and Jesus love me.
But Vice
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I said my grandma will fucking hug me. Your generation above me. I know you still remember me.
My Afro look like
Daddy.
Daddy. My dad taught me how to go.
Go
I'm like,
100.
damn, you know, like, I feel
Right.
like his wordplay was
Yeah, his word.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
gone now.
Well,
Right.
I wouldn't say it's gone.
Now
I
it
would
sounds
just
like it's
say,
being like tried harder.
well,
With,
I
you, know,
would.
you could sense where it's like he's trying hard now. He's like then it felt like it came off on
It did, because if you think about it, then he had like a lot of freedom. You know, he
Yeah.
had a lot
Right.
of stuff. Like, but right now he
But
has a
it's
lot of
still
stuff.
not part of
Yeah,
the
he has the freedom. It's
the
just he has a
pressure. The
lot of
pressure is there
things
though.
going on in his actual life too that is also hindering his music
Yeah, he's a
creative.
philanthropist too.
Yeah.
See,
You know,
wouldn't
yeah, he's doing big shit. I respect.
but I
So
feel
it's
like
like I huh.
if I had a lot of things in my personal life
Mm.
happening, I wouldn't even think about trying to focus on music. See,
True,
that's the
but
thing that's happening right now. Is
mm,
Chance fired his manager,
he did.
and the reasons between him and Chance, the music wasn't up to par. He had to focus on a wedding of all things, and he
Mm,
wasn't recording lately. I feel like
mm.
if he would listen to his manager, you know,
It's true, but here's the thing. I felt like the pressure of his fans got to him, because you know fans they'll be like, "Oh, when you releasing this? We waiting. When are you? When is this
right,
coming out? When are you releasing?" So I
And
felt,
he's been like dragged so deep
yeah,
into like fucking grave where it's like it's intimidating to
yeah.
like
So
release another
I felt like
project.
he had to put something out. So if people feel like it was sloppy, maybe that's the reason why. I still believe like he could, you know, he'll come back and do some dope shit. You feel me? I still believe that. I just felt like maybe that the pressure got to him. He has so much going for him, and he, you know, he had most of his focus on other things instead of the music,
mhm,
because at before all his focus was on the music, so that shit was immaculate. Like it
right.
was good. Like all his features with everyone else, like it was good. It was
Right.
really good. You feel me? So like I feel like we just have to give him a little more time, let him get all the stuff situated and stuff like that. When he comes back with the music, I feel like it's gonna be great. You know?
Did you see that
I
Christmas snippet he posted a day ago?
no wait, is he doing another Christmas album?
He did a Christmas song. He had a Christmas
It's
tree.
Oh
cheese, bro. It's so
no,
cheese.
because okay, I've noticed Chance what he did for the past. 2 years ago, he started releasing a Christmas album with his cousin. What was his name? Jeremiah? Jeremiah?
Jeremiah? That's his
Yeah,
cousin?
Jeremiah. Yeah, that's his cousin.
Damn, that makes a
Yeah,
whole
that's
lot of
what he said.
sense. That makes a whole lot of
Yeah.
sense.
No. Yeah, that's his cousin because he said that. I read that on one of his interviews and stuff. Yeah, that's his cousin. So he
That's
started
crazy.
making Christmas albums with him. I think 2 years ago they released their first one, and a year ago they released another one, a
Hmm.
part two to the one they released previously.
Right,
I'm not sure if they're gonna do it again. That would be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
right. That
Yeah.
makes a whole lot of sense because
Hmm.
when Jeremiah got into the hospital, due to illness and whatnot, Chance
Hmm.
was the one that was keeping everybody updated. I was like,
Ah.
I guess maybe they're from, both from
Yeah.
Chicago or something like that. Them being family never came across my
Hmm.
mind, but that makes
Yeah.
a whole
No,
lot of
they're
sense now.
cousins. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not the biggest like when I tell people like I don't like his music, but his personality is
Hmm.
nice. He's in the heart.
He has a dope
Like he's in
personality.
the right place. His heart's in the right
Hmm
place. Nothing malicious.
like like the thing about is he has like a good amount of humbleness to him. Like he looks like he carries himself like a humble guy. Because you
Right.
see some rappers, they 10 chains and stuff. Like, bro, we know you're rich. You don't have to carry all of that. You don't have
Right.
to
Right. Right.
flex that hard in front of us. You feel me? But he's more like, yo, I'm just your regular dude kind of shit. I make music
Like
too,
a backpack.
kind of stuff. Right. And he wears his, it's not like super expensive, fancy designer clothes.
Right.
Well, yeah, but like it looks humble. It looks humble.
All right.
I mean, he's kind of still catering to the idea of how he started. He hasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Not leaving where you came
True.
from.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah. So he has that kind of look to him. It's like he doesn't like focus on. Oh, I need to get all these chains. I need to get that 500,000 chain.
Right.
Like people be
The
carrying that
average.
big ass chain, and it's like,
Right.
bro, you really don't need it. Like
Right. It's just for the look.
Like, I honestly, and here's the
Right.
thing: I understand that from my side. I'm here saying you don't need it, but to them, they got the money, so it's like
Yeah. Exactly.
they can, right? They got that money, but like
Exactly.
Chance, I feel like he has a more kind of like J. Cole idea where like I might as well put my money into something else that will profit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah. You mentioned Cole. I mean, everyone
Mm,
was saying, "Yo, Cole about the job," because like the last two projects he dropped on the 9th or something like that.
mm,
And we dropped on the same day on every project. He said he was gonna drop in 2020. The fall off
mm,
and everything. With Drake, he's already announced January 2021. With I
mm.
mean, with Kendrick, yeah. And I was just about to say, like, with Kendrick and Cole and Drake, those are the
Mm.
heavy hitters right there, the big three.
Yup.
Who you're anticipating first?
Cole did change. He did change. But mm. Well, w-
Right.
I think I know what you mean.
I see what
Mhm.
you mean.
I think
Now,
I know I know what you mean, but I honestly see from his perspective because like mhm. No, it's not even that. It's more of he's trying to like he's seen what has happened to his generation of rappers, and
right.
true, yeah, yeah. That's the
Uh,
thing. I feel like, mhm, I love Big.
I love Big. Yeah. Right.
I feel it. I
I
feel
get.
like I feel like J. Cole right now he's trying to like he's seen a lot in his time and generation and he knows a lot what the industry could do.
Right.
you know, make it better for
Yeah.
people is to try to use his rap to do it, even though some people would be like,
Which is
ah,
great because a lot of people
yeah,
are using their platform to do it.
exactly.
Yes.
So he's trying his best to, even though like I get the appeal that, oh, J. Cole used to be popping this. Now
Yeah.
his song is about this, but it's like he's in the mindset of I just need to help people. I'm trying to save people instead of,
Yeah.
have the same mistake happen over and over and over again.
And
So
that's
I feel like that's where he is at his mindset. But he does release like some good hits though. Like
like Middle
he has some,
Child.
I'm not gonna
yeah,
When
lie.
he
yeah,
when
yeah,
he
like
dropped Middle Child, it was like,
mm-hmm,
okay.
Yeah, Middle Child
mm-hmm,
is hard.
Or
But
mm-hmm.
he still makes sure
Yeah,
that
no, he
what
still
was
makes his
the
makes sure
hits.
that
Yeah, yeah,
that it
what
gets
was like the ATM, or I'm counting it up, counting it up, counting it up,
yeah,
counting
yeah,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
has those type of songs where he can still give you a hit. He can still give you like a bop or whatnot. And so that's what one thing I appreciate. And
Like
or
he
like
knows.
him and 21 on the
Mm-hmm.
I Am I Was 21. So 21 Savage, one of my favorite rappers, but
Right.
he,
Twenty
I
one
think
is.
what happened
when
is
he's on
because
features though, he's
I think
gonna
like
kill you. That's the thing
Forest
too.
Hill
Mhm.
Drive was like woke, but just enough. But it was also like such like a pop medium and
Yo,
frenzy.
Forest Hill
So
Drive.
like I think like once that dropped, like I feel like he won't
First
admit
thing
it because of
first.
image, and I'm speculating, but I feel like just because of a lot what he was saying was so real, he
Mhm.
doubled down with his further projects, and
Right.
just you know as a retaliation, he doubled down again, continuing those same kind of messages that he did with
Mm.
Right.
Forest Hill Drive,
He
because
saw that lane.
everything he did before that we're still radio hits. We're still being number one as far as CD goes. Like as far as
Mhm.
like Billboard charts goes. But
Right.
like that's when he finally hit the fame. Like when he said on Personal Drive before the D-list celebrity.
Mm.
Like
He
Yeah.
always actually termed himself as a B-list celebrity,
yeah.
because he always had that thing where he was like, bro,
I think he doubled down with
yeah,
some of the wokeness from
mm-hmm,
that. Like,
mm-hmm.
Right.
and he just continued going at it.
Role models and all of that. Ooh,
And I like that
Forest Hill.
because, huh?
Mm, I was like that whole album. I listened to it like on repeat constantly.
I
That
want that
whole.
fucking Black Friday album, bro.
Oh yeah.
He
Ooh.
even like set the date, bro. Like I was listening to those two motherfuckers. I miss
Mm,
those fucking like drops, dude. I
Right.
right,
miss the mixtape era. I miss the
right.
Piff
Yeah.
era.
Like no
Like
release date,
yeah,
drop out of nowhere.
Just drop,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
that's
mean,
that's crazy.
honestly, here's the thing. Here's a crazy idea. Like we could kind of, because if not all, most of us are in the music, right?
Hmm.
Why don't we
not
kind
all
of
of it, bro.
why don't we kind of make it
Tone deaf.
Like what?
like why don't we implement that? Why don't we make that a thing now? Like just
Yeah.
saying it could be a thing now, because if you think about it, like release dates, they kind of are a structured thing, but like if
It's being broken now. Every
hmm
video game, every movie, everything's getting pushed back now.
yeah,
People are
Yeah.
yeah,
now a lot more focused on crafting the art, and
Hmm.
also, with time restraints are a lot more unrealistic nowadays because
mm,
Right.
because we can do so much more. We're experimenting so much more, so
hmm
that just allows art to flourish.
exactly.
But we still have this societal norm for fucking release dates, which really crunches so much for
hmm
the art.
And like if we could remove that, we could be able to focus on
Yeah, look at
producing.
Cyberpunk right now. She
Yeah.
already pushed the fuck out of it, bro. That shit's on.
And
That's
I
on
think one
hmm
thing for like in terms of release dates, that's more like a label thing for sure. Like we need
Well,
you
No,
out,
I think it's also like a goal thing.
it's yeah.
or I could say a little bit of both from the artist and the labels
Yeah, yeah,
relationship.
exactly.
Like okay, we need you. We
Because
need you in the fourth
independence, like
quarter.
right now we're independent, and
hmm
like I said, we won't be
But
released by January,
hmm
the end of January. But at the same time, it's like it's ready when it's ready,
Right.
even though we have so much ammunition.
hmm but with the label, it's kind of more intimidating and it's more strict, because it's like
I get that,
they
but
give
we
you.
should not be in
Mhm.
the age where we should not be in the age where it's talking about labels anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think we should
we
have
should.
that conversation because we have the internet and
We
now
do.
everyone's so well knowledge where we don't need labels ever
We
again,
have
bro. Look at
unite.
us. We're
Right.
promoting each other's everything, and now
Yeah.
we're allowed to fucking. We don't need a fucking label to do anything.
Honestly, we don't
Exactly.
need a label, because here's the thing: the label was the middleman to get to everything. But
Yeah,
everything
It
is
still helps so
accessible
much.
to us. So
Yeah.
like
exactly.
we could do it ourselves. All we need right now is manager, a tour PR, and all of that.
Right.
Just the people who can get the show going.
But the thing, like
You
what
Exactly.
know.
we're doing, like with
Mm,
our show, for example, is like a lot
mm.
of that, like we can delegate it between each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
too.
Yeah, things, if you know that, okay, this is like, let's say music wise, like if I know that, okay, I don't need a label, all I could do is I could try to learn how to make a beat, or my homie could make a beat, or this guy could make a beat for me. We
Mm,
collab. I make the music, go into a studio, record that shit, put it together, get it mastered and everything,
right.
fucking sign on to United Masters or whatever, free software. Yeah, sign yourself, release it. When you blow up and you're getting those things where you need a manager for a tour or something, you need this, that's when you start looking for the people for that stuff, and it's
Yeah.
easier
Because
that
there's a
way.
switch up that's also
Mm,
happening right now with like major like labels or
mm,
like the same that goes for any creative art. It's getting to the point where now, like it's starting to slowly become okay to also join the labels to see them both as an option because now we're allowed to fight for our royalties before we sign a deal.
mm,
Like that's actually something that has not been a thing since the 90s, and now we're getting that power back again where we could
Yeah.
sign with a big company, but we know we have a voice
yeah,
now.
Right.
They're
and
not going to take
retain our shit.
advantage of us to keep
And
keep our shit.
I like that. And to draw a parallel to the decision, LeBron James,
Mm,
where he was the one who he made the whole spectacle and everything. He was the pioneer of I'm gonna decide my fate. I'm gonna decide where I go to. If I want to go to Miami or Los Angeles, I it's more than just basketball, bigger than basketball. I'm gonna make sure
mm,
I'm set, my people are set and whatnot. And so I like that. To just think about who are the first people who not doesn't matter how big they are, successful or how rich they are,
mm,
they were willing to sacrifice themselves to get that type of ball rolling, to getting royalties, to getting, masters and whatnot. Kanye
mm.
The
West.
OGs,
Yeah.
because they were
Yeah.
getting it
Oh
before
yeah.
we realized what that was.
Prince.
And
I
like
I hear a lot about
okay,
Prince,
Prince for
and he
sure.
had a
Even
lot.
1993, that kid who did Simba, 1993, he played Simba on the Lion King. 1993, he was given the option to choose a smaller amount and choose royalties instead. That was part of the conversation. That was not something hidden from you.
Hmm.
Mm,
The OGs, that's what they were doing from the get go.
true.
Once these fucking companies decided, oh, like if one of these people get big, we could like fucking get way more if we not tell them about keeping the royalties.
But
Right.
Most of them like can't read
mm,
societally,
Hmm.
like and
It's it's
it's
and they
information.
take advantage of that, and they just like manipulate them. And then
Mhm.
even like once like anybody comes into the business, no matter where their education is, now they already know like, oh, this is normal. It's so
Right.
normal for them to take my royalties now,
mm,
you know.
Right.
And like now we're like, I'm glad there's so many of these modern voices for the last so many years that are really taking us new artists to like realize now both are an option,
Hmm.
mm.
but I don't need the other option. But if I were to choose them because it does come with benefits, I can argue to like retain my shit too, you
Right.
know?
It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of how Jay-Z did his stuff, because when Jay-Z started, his stuff wasn't owned by him,
Hmm.
but he got big enough to buy half of the label
Yeah.
and bought most of his shit back.
True,
Like,
but
Yeah.
the thing with Taylor Swift is
mm,
she's not allowed to buy her own
but
shit, which is
yeah, but
But
the
crazy.
she can
thing is,
re-record it.
Jay-Z didn't. But Jay-Z didn't just try to buy his own shit. He bought half of the label
Yeah.
and then
I
bought,
agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now he owns half of the label. So
Yeah.
whatever he did with that
Hmm.
doesn't matter because he owns half of it. He
Yeah.
bought half of that
That is
label,
some like
buy his
citizen
shit
Like,
back.
Kane shit.
buying the
That's like
pizza
that's like
and
you
buying the
fire
pizza
from your
chain.
newspaper company.
Mhm.
You come back, you buy the newspaper company and fire the person who
Yep.
fired you, bro.
Basically,
Right.
that's what Jay Z
It's the
fucking
person who
did.
went.
He did that, and now look at him. He
Yeah. No,
fucking,
for real. His birthday just passed.
mm,
He's still one of the greatest of all time.
right?
He just dropped a
Ooh.
cannabis product. I was reading
Mm.
into that.
If it
That's pretty
ain't
dope.
be real, I ain't fucking with y'all.
So
Oh,
he
we got on your case about Be Real the other night, huh? Was it you
Was
with
it?
Pepino?
Was it me?
I think it was you. The other night, like we were talking about Cypress Hill, cause
okay.
like, there are like big like Latino Americanized like people in
Hmm.
like rap is like very rare, right? So like
Right.
we played like Cypress Hill,
That's right. That's right.
Superstar
That's
or whatever, and
right.
we played Superstar, and he's like, "Wait, like, is this Limp Bizkit or Kid Rock or something?" And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck did you just say?" Like
That's
that's one
funny.
of like very few rap icons, and he's an OG too, you know. And I was like,
That's
boy.
funny. That's funny. How to take him to school. How to
Yeah.
got
So what I'm saying is like he has his own weed shop. So I'm not gonna play with Jay Z. I'm gonna stick with Be Real on that one.
right.
And I aspire, right? I'm not affiliated, no sponsorship. Dr. Green Thumb. Here's the specials.
Got you. I
The
got you.
specials. Represent.
Yes, sir.
uh,
Man, is there this has been great. Is there anything else you would like to touch down on though?
One last thing, if whoever ended up following to the end, and if you did, I fuck with y'all. We do have our first merch drop that just released on the Bandit Records Instagram page.
Hmm.
So check that out. But yeah, that's it, bro. I'll be back next week with Pepino. We'll talk a little bit more about some other stuff. I'll give
Yeah.
Pepino a little more of the spotlight. I'm sure Malcolm will be there.
Right.
Um, what you got?
Also, hey, if you guys like art, if anybody likes art, you could follow our Instagram at celestials.arts.
You know what? Text me
Yeah,
that,
You send
yeah,
me
and
the
then I'll send
links.
you all the
yeah.
ads.
Yeah, that's
So you can put them on the description.
it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll send you
Okay.
some more.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be up by the time they watch it, though.
I bet.
Yep.
Bet we have everything's certified and legit for sure.
Bad,
All
bad.
And
right.
I'll call you right after this. We get back into the phone and talk a little bit more. All right.
For sure, cool. Then I
I
get to like blaze again. So I'm here. Yeah, I don't like to be
I
so
got you.
cocked away. I'm like, damn, bro, I spoke too much to the
I got you.
We're almost at the finish line.
Say
Almost there.
one more. One more.
All
Got you.
right. All
Wait,
right.
All right, man. Peace.
All
peace.
right. Dope. Peace.